Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
I know I will.
The following show is for mature audiences only.
And one of the things that I don't think people talk about enough is Tremaine Edmonds, his impact with that. He was a 20-year-old in Buffalo that got voted a team fucking captain on a defense full of veterans. Think about that. Yeah. That's a pretty impressive thing. They talk about his leadership and just how it's not anything that he strives for. It just comes natural. And you hear a lot of the players just talk how he just kind of blended right in and just kind of assumed that role. And I think it's a real big deal. That is not just a guy at tight end. It's simply not.
That's what I see him as on tape. That's honestly, I have no person. What do I have to see from him to change my mind?
So as Tanyan as the downfield guy in his career has an average yards per catch of 10.5. Cole Kmet's as a guy that's not a downfield guy is 10.1. No, but I'm just
he was your only weapon with Mooney. I know he's important for a young quarterback. Both Mitch and Justin need him, and every other. Listen, I just need to see him not jump, not get cement footed at the stem of the route, and just catch every ball that is catchable and turn up the field.
Use your fucking body
and use your size. I'm telling you, he is imposing. That's what disappoints me. Do and build off that. I will be the first one to say I am so proud of Cole Kmet. In fact, I've said it last year. I'm like, he really had I forget what the Lions game. We were there. I'm like, he really fucking had a game. He dipped his pads, made the big play at the top of the route, ran the post flag to the opposite corner, caught the ball, adjusted. So it's not like he can't do it. I just haven't seen him consistently do it.
You talk about contract extensions. I mean, he came in the same year as Justin. So, 2021. So you got 21, 22, 23. He's going to be a guy. He goes out. He's going to be playing this year. And at the end of the year, offensive line is going to be a place that they want to invest in. So this is a huge year because as a second round draft pick, you don't get the 5th-year option.
Right.
Like Justin Fields does. And guards get fucking paid.
Worry about me, you win 3. That's
but
it.
I think
that fucking quote.
They're never going to admit it. They're never going to admit it, Phil, but they stripped down the roster so fucking much that, I mean, they needed the guys on the 1-year deals just to put fucking bodies out there.
I don't think it was a wrong decision by the GM. It's the player that's I'm just worried about me.
Oh, right. No.
That's never
get it.
Gonna win. That ain't gonna win.
Joe Thomas never had a future in Chicago. Matthew Adams never had a future beyond maybe a backup. But I mean, think about Jack Sanborn, and I know he's everybody's favorite linebacker, and I get it. I love Jack Sanborn too. Going into the offseason, there was not one fucking person on this panel or anywhere else that I saw that said anything other than super high praise for Jack Sanborn. And, remember back to his injury. Oh, if the Bears were in the playoffs, he'd be playing next week. He still ain't playing. So that was bullshit. But at the same fucking time, the Bears looked at the linebacker situation and they invested deeply in it, even with Sanborn on the roster. They went out and invested $75 million into Edmonds. They went out and signed TJ Edwards, and they also drafted Noah Sewell.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Here we go.
Trading up.
100.
Yes!
What? Oh my God. Just recorded.
The tape never lies.
Other people drop off, but we still keep rocking.
You'll never know how good your football team's going to be until you play with maximum effort.
Keeping it 100.
Open competition. Take over the North and never give it back.
Smartest man.
My Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. Dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man and Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east to west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shane's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shane got some haters. But now they're mouth stuck like the Jew and now and later. Debaters, frauds get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sacks trolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they'll never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Jimmy. What we do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the unfair. The tape never lies, the truth, you see. We laugh, we analyze, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a sad nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Trick Sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man and Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we keeping it 100.
Keep it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Justin Fields gets outside the pocket. Puts that ball perfectly where only Mooney can get it. 1
Keeping
point,
it 100.
2 feet.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Bears never lied. Yeah, exactly.
Yo, what's up? I'm just a small picture in the corner. First day of summer. We've got a good show for y'all tonight. I love all. Anyway, welcome to the summer. It's the downtime for football season. Well, but I know the guys always can find something to talk about. So let me go ahead and bring them in because that's what y'all really here to see. We're gonna bring in the smartest man. What's up?
Hey. We're all small tonight. We've been atotioned, Cherie.
Let's bring in my boy, Draft Dr. Phil.
What is going on out there?
Yeah.
I know I'm short, right? Yo.
Cherie's always spot on with her yos.
Yeah, perfect timing in the
Claudio
yo
just
department.
yeah. Claude
Ivan
just
dropped
doesn't
the
have it.
ball with the music, everything. I'm small, Cherie. Just putting the blame on Ivan.
Fucking Rob. Rob shows up and shit falls apart.
Glitch in the system.
The German.
Shit in your hat and get the hell off the field.
Yeah, how do you say shit in your hat in German?
I don't know. Hans would have to tell us.
Yeah.
I thought Rob was German, so Now everything.
No,
now
definitely
everything's
not.
changed.
Definitely not.
We're back. We're here live. TTNL, keeping it 100 on the
Yeah,
Hate
summer's
Never
here,
Lies
man.
Network.
Is it
Summer's here.
a little toasty in Connecticut?
Not as toasty as yours, apparently.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've been feeling the heat for 3 months though.
Yeah, it's been a little warm.
It's been warm.
We're taking it. We're gonna escape the New York
do the
heat.
show with you on the left tonight. There you go. Fuck everybody.
We're gonna escape the New York heat and head down to Florida for around the 4th. So that makes a ton of sense for the Marsaw clan.
Yes. You're going for the 4th of July to Florida?
Right after we fly out the 6th.
6th.
Emerson's first flight.
I get to go the 17th.
Yeah.
July. Me and Steph are getting away, Cherie.
You know what that means.
Mom and Dad. Just mom and dad.
Nice. Uh-oh.
You know what that means, Cherie.
This hurts everybody with me over here on this side.
Yeah.
The OCD people. That's all. But yeah, Florida for you, Florida for me.
And the Mediterranean for me.
Oh, look at you. You've outdone us.
Cherie's
all.
one upping us. Yeah.
Exactly.
Her and her lady friends. Cherie. Is Bratcher going with you guys? Fuck it. Fucking goes everywhere else.
Unless that dragon was fucking a goat.
I'm telling you, he shaved his legs to go to Missouri. Those are freshly shaven, manscaped legs, Cherie.
He's got to do what he's got to do, like Angelo.
Yeah.
It's like Angelo.
Single and ready to mingle, Alan Bratcher.
There you go. We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're on our sides.
Want to fuck them all up?
No, I don't think that messes them up that much. But me and you on the other side. I know Wilfong is crazy. Some other guys are like that. Hey, I didn't even know we were always like that. That's how much I was paying attention to it.
Oh, it just shows you how unscripted we are, right?
Definitely.
Everybody always seems so crazy. Whenever we talk to people, we're like, what's the... Like Dan Weeder was very prepared. He wanted a list.
Script.
He wanted bullet points of what we were going to hit on. Fuck if I know, Dan. That's not what we do here.
Just roll with it, Dan.
Yeah. You covered the Bears. We're going to ask you about the Bears.
Who was the other one that wanted the script? Was it Jarrett Payton?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Jarrett.
Like, nah, we don't do it like that.
Yeah.
We just roll with it. I feel like I want to have a rant, but there's really nothing to rant about except George McCaskey.
Oh, with the
bullshit bear. It's bullshit bears.
I had conditioned myself to it. I was going to be way more surprised if they were on it than if they weren't. That was I wanted them on it. Yeah.
I'm done conditioning to pussy. That's what I'm not doing it. I'm not selling out. George McCaskey and the McCaskey family are on notice. You're the charter franchise. You started the NFL, your father. We all believe. Who the fuck is Vince Lombardi that he has the fucking Super Bowl trophy? It should be George Halas. You hiding like a bitch of your franchise is why Lombardi has the trophy. And that is the reality of truth. You gotta stop worrying.
Yeah.
You have a fucking fan base. Listen, Green Bay, there's a fucking food bag and a Piggly Wiggly and a fucking Chinese food place and the Packers. That's it. In Chicago, it's got everything. It's got everything. And you know what reigns supreme? I'm sorry, Greg Braggs. It ain't the fucking hockey draft. It's the Chicago Bears every time.
I'm proud of you
Every time.
I'm proud of you for remembering that, Phil.
Yes, I fucking couldn't believe it when he told me. This has
Remember-
got to be the greatest moment in Chicago. I go,
Top
James
10
Jones.
moments in Chicago
I
sports
wasn't on the
history.
phone for this shit because
Yeah.
I would have lost. But I'm like, top moment in Chicago sports history.
Here's a top moment in TTNL history. Did you look at the bottom of your screen there? Who's this guy? He's in the new
Does he have a
swag hanging on the walls.
Go fuck yourself.
I think he's blocking his camera. He's got everything.
There he is.
on.
There he is. He's got the
There he
privacy
is.
screen on there.
Where have you been?
I have no idea where any of us are right now, or what day it is, or what month it is. But what's going on?
So Bratcher's moving to Naperville. We were just talking about it.
All right. Well, anybody's looking for a real estate, my property value is about to go way down. So looking to move.
Yeah. Oh, cars. What's happening, brother?
You know, just another day where you're watching your wife do her best to not strangle your children because of summer break. So, you know, we all get
Hi,
through it.
Steph. I saw her in the chat.
Oh yeah, she says hello, and she's all
Cars is
smiling.
back. What's up, Steph?
Oh, there's that's why he had the
There she
privacy.
is. Wait a second. Where'd she go?
She's down below the deck.
Where did she come from?
Oh,
Wait
God.
a minute.
Where
What
did she
just
come
happened?
Live on
Where'd she
camera,
go?
guys? Really?
I'm not.
You said
Does
the
Steph
teacher
have a
go
sister?
Yeah, no idea.
Not under the desk. Don't say that.
There was a car's blowout going on or something.
Blow something. Anyway,
He was handling it like a champ, man. He was stoic while.
Ours was composed, just so slick and skinny in a hole.
Yeah.
that was the
remember
perfect
Came out
drop
from under
at
the
that
desk.
moment.
Do you remember
Yeah.
Mahoney on Police Academy?
Yes,
when
at
he
the
was-
at the podium.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, that was
Cars was handling it like a champ.
Jesus. Cars, you have great fluidity in that hole.
God
God.
damn.
You know, a lot of people to thank.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm going to stop before I go anywhere further down that part.
He's got the voice of a virgin. but
That's
the-
right.
but he-
Prepubescent virgin. Please make sure you call that out.
But he's got the composure of a porn star. My
Yes.
God.
Hey, it's good to be king.
Oh, you just can't wait to be king.
Oh, I can
Oh my
wait.
god.
Yeah.
My
Lord
daughter
Khan.
loves Simba and the Lion King.
Your daughter?
Yeah, loves it.
Oh my God.
Loves it.
Loves it more than you, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Bro, all I got
That's a low bar.
all I have is flavored water and Coca-Cola flavored Tic Tacs. That's about those are my high points.
Did she see the new Little Mermaid?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yep.
You did?
Yeah.
How was that?
I like
It was it was
It was one
alright.
of their
It's just-
better live
There's no
action.
Coco
They
Melon.
haven't been doing good
Yeah.
with the live action.
Oh my god. I'm still paying for Coco Melon. That shit's fucking expensive, bro.
Really?
Holy fuck. Yeah. Ain't
Is
no
it
joke.
like pool money expensive or
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's not quite Taylor Swift era tickets, but it can get
It's
Damn.
it's very close.
what are they like in like the Staley the Bear type of outfit on stage? Is that what it is?
Do you need me to upload video, bro?
No, but I are they in outfits?
Oh
I
yeah.
don't even know what Coco Melon is.
Yeah,
We're
you're
better
not-
off for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Phil.
dude, you know the best part about after the show was then we had the fucking meet and greet with
Oh,
Coco Melon.
That's
and
why
the crew.
you drop big bucks.
Oh yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah.
He went backstage like Bobby Brown,
Yeah.
underage.
I'm like, why are all these people leaving? And then they call us the VIPs and they take you upstairs. And I'm like, I want all the money that those fuckers leaving have in their pocket because I spent mine on Coco Melon VIP for a fucking picture.
Oh,
I
boy.
loved your pictures from Coco Melon.
Yeah,
You were
Cars
right
was
on
live
stage.
on air that night with who was it, Jackal?
Yes, Jackal
Yeah.
and I.
Ooh.
And then we made you your own special
Yes.
TTNL Cocoa Melon T-shirt. So it was a good time.
Where the fuck? I thought Jackal was supposed to make his reappearance tonight.
2 weeks ago tonight.
I can only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but
Jackal better do some shit.
I don't know where he is.
Neither does he.
I had a bet Jackal would beat Cars to appear on the show, and I lost that.
Cars had a groupie, so he had to show up.
Come on.
Yeah, Shane kind of yelled at me, and so I begrudgingly had to listen.
Yep. Bob's like, I don't want to talk to anybody but Cars.
Cars.
I'll go below the desk for Cars, just like his wife does. He says.
I'm gonna.
Oh my god!
You know you got a clip.
That's perfect timing.
Comes right out from under the desk. That's gotta be a new drop.
Can that be in the intro of Cars,
yeah,
Cars
Keys,
Keys season
right?
2?
Cars Keys intro.
We'll have the ding every time her head pops up.
Listen, just whenever you guys clip it, send it to me so I can send it to all my buddies in the neighborhood. So every time they look at me a little differently. So if we can just knock that
Came
off.
up smiling and everything.
She did, right?
So, that's a great sign for your marriage and life.
You know, I'm glad that this is also therapy. I didn't realize that was, but yeah, I think, you know, the key to a good relation. Anyway, I'm sleeping on the couch
We
tonight.
are
But
fully in the off-season mode.
Take a nap after that too, bro. Blame it.
Lay back, relax. She's in the chat too. She's everywhere.
Yeah.
There she is.
There she is. She'll be
56,
here all week.
56-69 is more like
that is right.
Cars is back. Cars is back. We got Ivan, the super producer, and Cherie. Everything. Miss Everything. The moderator. No Claudio tonight.
Miss Mediterranean. You're not going on a sub, are you? Sure.
Yeah, where are you going in the Mediterranean?
No, it's a cruise. We're
my
doing Spain, Italy, and France.
Jesus.
So could you guys
I've never
ever
been.
get on one of those submersibles?
What? No.
Fuck that.
Hell
I went in Aruba. Are you talking about a submarine?
Yeah, but there's a difference between going down 4 feet and
No, Aruba.
3,600
we
meters.
went down 20,000 feet, bro. We went deep.
20. Get the fuck
I'm
out of
dead
here.
ass, or whatever it was, not 20,000.
You did not go 20,000.
And-
I was gonna say,
we went. Ask
everything's 20,000 feet when you're 5'2", bro. You went in the deep end of the pool. Shit must have been 8 feet.
Listen, we went deep in Aruba on both
Or
levels.
Steph, if that's what he calls going
I
deep.
can get
Anyway,
her as a witness. And then we went. I'm telling you, that shit was the scariest shit because you're like floating and turning. You're way underwater. Your ears, you could feel the pressure, and then you're going around these ships that sank. I'm sure somebody in Aruba or has been to Aruba might have been a 20,000.
Just like
Beach
this
Boys.
shit that they're doing, man. It's just, I mean, there's no fucking.
They lost them, right? I didn't even know this.
Yeah, they lost.
Even do that.
Yeah, they lost them right. Well, they lost the contact with the land right away. Like
Yeah.
as soon as they got in, I mean, well, not as soon as they got in, but a little while after they got in, they lost contact, and that was it. And then they said that they were banging on the sub so they could pick up on sonar and stuff. But an actual submarine, I would probably get in. But
Yeah,
one of those
but, I
little
mean-
things, like that's fucking
How
ridiculous.
big was it? How many? Just
It's like the size of a minivan.
I think they said 8. They said 8 feet tall by 7 feet.
Yeah, the
Oh, so
Aruba
yeah.
one
Something
was
like that. Maybe
you could
a
fit
little
like
more. I don't know.
50 people.
See the
30
fucking
people.
the little black box that they have for the toilet and shit.
Oh my
Like,
god! So
literally.
they have no fucking signal for these people.
But they also paid $250,000 a pop to do that ride.
Yeah, and even
Oh
if
my
they
God.
surface, they can't get out because it's bolted from the there's 17 bolts on the outside.
Who the fuck did this? The Packer fans?
Well, you know, that's what is his name? Grant Irons or whatever he is. That, you know, Christian Watson is a more, what was it, higher ceiling than Justin Jefferson. So it's got to be one of those beat reporter Twitter guys for the Packers for sure.
Oh my God. I just don't get, they don't have enough hatch to get out.
They can't. It's bolted from the outside.
So because
of the
no
pressure.
water, yeah.
I
So
can't.
even if they surfaced, they would just be they could sit there and, I mean,
the actual dimensions are 8 feet high, 9 feet wide, and 22 feet long, and weighs about 23,000 pounds.
Wow.
So
Yeah, and it's pretty much a fucking
related.
PlayStation controller that controls it. Also,
That's
yeah,
what
like
Steph is saying.
yeah.
Look at her.
Yeah.
She's on top of it.
She
And
was on
under
top
it as
of
well.
something. Anyway,
Whoa.
she's gonna kill me, and it's so worth it. I'm just glad that we've gone from the under the desk to talking about submarines at the Titanic. This is the football
no
content
script.
everybody wants me to talk about. Me personally, yes.
Yes, there's no script. There's none. I didn't know. I didn't know anything about this submarine until like 30 minutes ago when Steph and my boy Jeff Crooms are at the house telling me about the submarine is lost. Sad.
Yeah, they're fucked. What did they say by 7:08?
They can't drag them out, find them with a magnet, something.
70, yeah, they had somewhere between 70 and 96 hours.
Magnet fishing. I got something. It's a fucking plug. I got something.
Where were they last
I
seen?
got these assholes
Pull
from
up a big
Aruba.
ass-
They're
pull up a big ass
20,000
rim.
feet down.
Oh my God. They're in the Mediterranean. They can't find them for real.
Yeah. No, they lost. They've had airplanes flying over, sending sonar signals into the ocean, trying to find them. They've got nothing.
That scares me, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be getting in that thing. Like a regular sub, like Ivan said, if I had to, yeah. No fucking way.
Well, would like on a regular sub, they would go on like 3-month deployments. So
Yeah,
are you ready to go on? Are you ready to go down there for 3 months?
I mean, if I had to, I had to.
Like,
But
yeah.
Right. I mean-
but for me to pay to fucking do that shit, no fucking
no,
way.
No. I mean, like a little, a 3-hour tour.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Ask Gilligan how that fucking
right.
worked out, bro.
That's fine. But 3 months is crazy.
Sit right back as we hear a tiny sub. Jesus, with an Xbox controller.
Yeah.
Someone's fucking controlling it from the land. Seriously, I don't
know from
inside. They're controlling it. Oh.
Yeah, and they had them all. It's via Bluetooth, and what they say there's like 3 or 4 in case something fucks up. But what did the guy say? The one dude assumed that they're just on the bottom.
Yeah,
and it just they
they
can't recover them.
There's no hope.
No,
they sent a bunch of.
That's awful.
What I heard is they're sending it, like Carr said, they're sending a bunch of people and things to try to help them out. I think they also said they sent a bunch of, like I guess manless submarines to go try, like recovery submarines to go down there and try to help. But
oh my God,
I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I pray that they're all right. Seriously.
Yeah, it's a pretty awful way to go because two of the guys, it's father and son, correct? That's on there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then the stepson was at a Blink 182 concert last night and said, "My family would want me here."
Yeah.
Well, stepfather, and all that shit.
Wonderful dude. Wonderful human being.
Great guy.
Yeah. Good job, guy. Oh my Lord. Anyway, let's get into.
All right. Well, it's good to see everybody. We've had a lot.
Oh God, Rob's throwing books in his fucking shelf now. Don't go. Don't go.
Yeah. Let's bring our guest out here and we'll give him his special place with his hero. I wish we had an intro for this guy, but we don't.
Well,
shit.
Sounds like the people have been slacking.
Yeah,
give him the Mark Rebelade treatment.
Yeah,
drop that. Yeah, fuck it.
Oh, not that.
Oh, that
Pass the juice, baby, yo, I feel the juice in my mouth, yo, the juice in your ass like Florida orange, baby, yo, pulp free. Hell no, I need the pulp, need a whole bunch of pulp in that goddamn ass, yo.
What's up, Rob?
Rob.
Hi.
How you
There he
doing?
is.
Hi, TTNL world. Hey, Cars.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you, man.
You guys want to be able
Nice to
to
meet
Phil,
you.
should we-
So anyway, they just really want this to be that type of day. So let's talk about why I'm so much better than Shane and Phil.
I'm all ears.
Oh, hey.
There
look.
we are. There we are. We're back.
So-
We're bringing on a fan from the network.
Patron.
Patron. I don't know his
Longest
number.
DM I've ever received.
He did write a novel
Yep.
about this network and Shane, me, highlighted by a whole chapter on cars.
Yep. How sexy
Nice. It
he
was.
is, and is he married? And
It made my therapy session the other day a lot nicer because I was more uplifted, more positive about myself. So
Look at
it
this.
was really good.
Look at
It's
this
important
comment.
when you have it's important when you have therapy to be thinking about being somewhere else. That's the main part
Exactly.
of it,
It's pretend you're a better human being. That's basically the case of therapy.
So some asshole is in the chat like, who the fuck is this dude? Rob. So setting
It's a
it
good
up,
question.
patron Rob. We wanted to bring obviously fans on in the off season, guys that are patrons of this network and what we do here. And Rob, tell them a little bit about you. How did you find TTNL?
Well,
and the
he's
network
with us even before that, though. He
made
the transit. He got all crazy and thought we were gone for good. I believe. I'll let Rob tell the story.
Rob.
Yeah. I think some of the maybe the patrons, but some of the TTNL fans, remember Shane and Phil, and Cars for that matter, from the other network, and I have to say, it was. 2018 was obviously a big season for Bears fans. It seemed like we were getting back on the horse. Maybe Matt Nagy with Mitch Trubisky were going to turn the corner. And then 2019 came around, and the Bears were on a 3-4 game skid. And as a Bears fan, I'm born and raised in Chicago, and I moved to Germany, and so I began looking for something to help me through. I needed answers. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what was going on with the Bears. And, I started looking for podcasts. I said, there's got to be some weirdo out there who's as much about the Bears as I am, possibly even more, come to find out far more. And I started looking, and I came across this podcast, and it did not have a lot of listeners. And I figured, well, there's not a whole lot out here. So I played it. And there it was. Phil's voice came through like a voice through the clouds, and it began to speak to me. He spoke with so much passion. He knew what was happening in the game. Phil could tell you what's going on, what needs to be fixed, what the problem is. And he had so much passion, and I could tell that he was a Bears fan. This wasn't an analyst. This wasn't a guy from NBC Sports Chicago. It wasn't a guy from ESPN, whatever you want. It's not that he doesn't have the talent or the knowledge for it. It's just that he's not a talking head. And that was something that really came through and spoke to me, and then I just kept listening. I kept listening to the after game shows, to figure out what was going on. And obviously, as we know, that was just the beginning of our trouble as Bears fans for the next couple of years. And then, everybody else just began to grow on me as well. Shane, Cars obviously came along. Cars Keys started on the other network as well. And I had to keep listening. And like Shane said, when the new episode stopped coming through the feed, I was just like, come on, don't do this to me. Don't, I need this. And
You
And
should have
then,
been on our end, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, that was after hearing that story. Thank you very much for sharing that with TTNL fans because it's not really our business, so to speak, but that's part of the TTNL way is the candor, is the honesty, being forthcoming with what happened. And and it was just great that obviously that TTNL got founded. We're along with you guys for the ride, although you guys are risking it all. And, but we're here to support you, everybody in TTNL.
So what makes you move to Germany? How did that transpire?
I was, like I said, born and raised in Chicago till I was 26.
Okay.
I joined the Army.
Okay.
And then went through all my training, and I didn't know where I was going to go, and then all of a sudden they were going to send me to Bamberg, Germany, and I thought, where the hell is Bamberg, Germany? And so
a lot of bombs going off there, not just under Cars' desk either.
Yeah, there's actually more to that story. They find bombs in Germany all the time from the Second World War, and so they have to evacuate areas and stuff. It's pretty crazy. But and I wound up in Bamberg, Germany, and there's a university there. And obviously, when soldiers have spare time, if anybody's former military or fathers, families, anything like that, they know that soldiers go out drinking and looking for a good time. And I met my wife, and
Awesome.
Eventually a couple years later, after a deployment to Afghanistan, I married my wife, and then she was along for the military ride for a while. And and then when I got back to the States, I missed it. I like Germany. It's a nice place to live. America is my country. It will always be my home. But Germany is a nice place to live.
Oh, nice.
I'm laughing at Cars' lower third there.
Oh, hey, I don't know how that happened.
seen
Yeah,
it.
like, so weird. I
Get a window.
Well,
in
we're proud of you to come on the show. Obviously, Bill Wagner, very observant. Bill is always pointing out things. And what time is it? It's 3 a.m. there, coming on the show, your passion for it. Your words meant a lot to me. Shane, I've been dealing with a lot as a father. Raising teenage daughters has been very difficult. And I've been dealing with a lot lately with everything in my life, but the daughters the most troubling without getting too much into it. So when I read your vulnerability and your truth behind the story, because I'll be honest first, I don't live by a script. I try to live by a code. Just be who I am, whether I hip hop music or the Chicago Bear, or whatever it is. I'm just going to be truthful and honest and passionate. And I'm not going to change that. So when you get in the lulls of the off season and things, have happened with the Bears and you kind of are going through the show, what is it going to be next? And I read your thing as Shane asked me, have you read it? I was like, no. Then I read it and it really took me to steps higher out of this, whatever we're going to call it, black cloud that can cover you in life. And I know a lot of people go through stuff. It's never a competition. So I'm not trying to make it that, but it really meant a lot that you said what you said. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate you talking about the vulnerability, because some people can't handle truth and get themselves upset about it. But Shane and I have never lied about what transpired at the old network. And I think you could see in actions by people and how they handle themselves where the truth is. And this network, I will stand by Shane as a man and a human and a friend. I'll stand by Cars as that towards me and my family, and everybody a part of this network understands the credo here. We don't have a script. If I agree with Dan Wiederer, or you guys are watching this show and you're a fan of this show, I'm sure Rob, you would know. Like when someone was saying something that everybody knows I don't agree with, I am going to confront it on the show. I'm not going to let it go. I can't. I wouldn't be myself. Like there was an awkward moment with Emery Hunt that everybody felt. And I won't let that go. Or me and Owen disagreeing about Sam Mustipher. I'm not going to let that go. I just will never kowtow to anybody. And that's the difference between this network and everybody else doing this, because Cars, Shane, they've never played the game of football or whatever. That doesn't take away from their passion and their knowledge. I
think Cars played. Didn't you play? Didn't you, Cars?
Oh yeah, one whole season of junior
I
high.
didn't know that. I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good. I was so dominant. I was like the sports.
You just hung it up.
Yeah, that's one.
But I'm saying their opinions don't go by the wayside. There's never been that. It's just been passionate. And I'm never gonna back down from Shane or my opinion on something. If I did go with the crowd, Rob, there would be no victory laps for Leno, the shoe salesman, Matt Neck. I don't follow, and I go by what I see. That's the only thing. My feelings on Cole Kmet, as you saw in the open, they are what they are, and I won't change until they change it. See, it's not like to be getting likes and subscribers. It's just that was the code Shane and I agreed to, and that's where we're gonna be. And I appreciate you, and especially bringing up that show that we talked about why we left the old network, what truly happened, as opposed to manipulating anything, and how we were the victims in something like that. Just like the Beastie Boys were victims in record deal, and you hear about this artist being it's hard to pick yourself up from that and say, I'm going to put my faith in this. It really was. So for us to do that, and you to follow us, and many people, like even Cherie is here following us, Ivan, for what it is. So I know this is a long rant I just want to say thank you for that, because those moments for me and Shane weren't easy. Like, how are we going to do this? I don't want to go out there and bash anybody. That's not my.
Yeah, we had
style.
I
just wanted the truth, so it wasn't like some people know the truth and they're pussies. They won't stand up for that, right? It's other people that I don't want any part of it. So there's got to be a middle, and it's just the truth. That's what the middle was.
And that is my rant.
Is my rant. I can't wait for BHL.
Yeah, it's gonna be here before we know it, man.
I know, but thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm always on a time delay, and so I'm not usually in the chat. Occasionally, I can hop into a Bears Hour live, but everybody knows, in the morning life starts again, and but. I wrote that message, and it was long, and I just expected to, get a thank you back, something like that. And Shane wanted me to come on the show, and I said, I can't pass up meeting my heroes. And but you guys are very honest, and what I like is that the network really gives you a balanced view. So you have the Tape Never Lies series where you're seeing film breakdown. You have X's with the O's where you guys are talking about what exactly is happening, technically speaking, tactically speaking, on the field. And then, I really enjoy Cars Keys when it's just Shane and Cars talking about the contracts, talking about roster breakdowns, talking about the other business aspect, because I was somebody who was naturally drawn to the Bears, but I wasn't naturally somebody who really wanted to get into all the contract details and really get into the X's and O's, because I played, I was like Cars. I played a little bit in junior high, but I was a basketball player. I didn't play football, but what you bring from the network, it comes through. And like you said, you don't back down. It's just truth. And, to finish up essentially that point is that I wind up being a very well-informed Bears fan because of it.
Appreciate that.
You know, and it also goes to show when you have guests like for somebody like what is it? I think Brian Perez or Matt Waldman or David Kaplan, Adam Rank, and they come on, and it's not that you guys are running off the same script, but you see parallels in people who tend to see through the facade that the Bears organization tries to put up, or that these narratives that the mainstream media just keeps hammering and hammering, that Justin Fields can't do this and Justin Fields can't do that, and the Bears aren't an ascending team and they're stuck with this, and DJ Moore isn't as good as everybody thinks he is, and it kills these narratives, and what I like is I'm shown. It's show me, don't tell me, and that's
Right.
TTNL.
Wow.
Yeah, man, it's
Clip
when
that.
when Phil and I mean, even us three, I don't know, what was it, 95 ish?
Yeah, 96.
Yeah,
Is it?
Sitting in a message board talking to who was the former, but was it James Parrish? Was that who? Wasn't he the one dude that was in the message board with us? I thought it was James Parrish.
I think you know the very first one. You're correct. Yeah.
Yeah, but we got to the point, and then Twitter became a thing, and texting, and it got to the point where it's just a daily occurrence where we're talking to each other via text, and then it gets to the point where it's not just about football. It's about, it's about life, and about, Cars was, if he was going through something, or if I'm going through something, or Phil's going through something, we have that bond. And I mean, there was the longest time, it's just, you're super close with these guys, and you feel like they're your brothers, and, you're thousands of miles apart and stuff like that. But I said, it's Phil and I, talked about this not too awful long ago. It's just, we feel like in cars too, we feel like when we're on, like, talking to each other on the phone, like, if we could record that and put it out there, that everybody would probably be, transfixed on it and love it, because some of the shit that sometimes it's all football, all the time, and other times we may not ever bring up football. We may be setting something up to call Angelo and tell him that the mob is coming after him because he forgot to pay his hooker, 2 weeks ago.
There's always something going on.
Yeah, but it's just, when Phil and I kind of broke free, and we knew that we wanted to do something, and obviously we knew, we wanted Cars to come along, and we kind of talked to Cars and told him what the deal was, and he's like, yeah, I'm with you guys. But we wanted to do, like, we had no idea what it would take to start this up. We had, when we final, curtain call was on my birthday, July 25th, 2020 was when the curtain closed officially.
Walter Payton's birthday too.
Yeah. And we started the Just the Tip show. I think it might have been like August 31st.
Yeah.
Remember when we did that? That was our first. Yeah. That was our first.
Just to see how it feels.
Yeah. So you see how quickly. I mean, we had no fucking clue what we were doing, and
it was very difficult. Like I said, because you didn't want to go away from, and that was the important thing. Because for now, I created, no matter what anybody tries to manipulate, I came up with 100 proof. And the song and all of the music, Last Call was a thing post game. These songs you put, as Cool Kennedy has been like instrumental in helping cut, because he's so good at what he does. Happy birthday to him, by the way.
Happy birthday, Cool Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yes. And what he does is take all that off my plate so I could focus on and come up with the music. But at that back then, it was like,
but we didn't even have a name.
What's the name?
We didn't have
Shane was the one.
We didn't have a logo. We didn't have like a color
I still
scheme.
remember you saying to me, I'm like, dude, we got to come up with a name. We were fighting for the right to, and again, it was
because I don't even know if we shared
dumb.
that.
We never shared.
We wanted
to keep what we created
to 100 proof.
Yeah.
And
it became this pissing match of stupidity. Like,
it was
all right, bro.
Absolutely
done.
not.
Like, right. So no, and Shane was the one.
So this is how it transforms. We wanted to keep 100 proof.
Yeah.
So me being a smart ass and being pissed off over it, I'm like, I got it, bro. It feels like what you're talking about. I'm like, we can't keep 100 proof, but we're keeping it 100. That's going to be the name of our
all the time. You said you always say, "Let me keep this 100." So let's.
But it was that. But it was also a dig at where we came from.
Yeah, it totally.
We can't take 100 proof, but we're keeping it. We're keeping it 100.
You see what he did there? It's like, a great lyric in a hip hop song. The ability to put that. Oh, we're keeping it.
Yeah, it works, 100. But there's also a giant fuck you to it. On the way out.
So we're keeping it 100. We're keeping 100, and that's we never told that story. We tell it tonight.
Yeah.
And then Shane also was like, let's do, what are we going to call it? And you were like, we're going to call it your video. Everybody fucking went to that place because of your videos in your football breakdowns that he deleted. Let's just call it the Tape Never Lies Network. And Shane was very adamant about this one piece. And he never I'm like, I don't get it. I don't even think I told him. But he's like, and I don't want the N. I want it to be TTNL. I don't want the N for network after. You wanted the 4 initials.
Yeah.
So if you look, the Tape Never Lies Network, there's no N at the initials. It's TTNL, and everybody knows us by that. And Jim Larison playing a huge role, instrumental in organizing, and really at a point in our time.
Yeah, TTNLN did not work.
Yeah, he was like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. No. And Jim agreed. And then Jim organizing, but there was a moment for Shane and I, because we were nervous. We had Claudio even fucking more nervous.
Oh,
and
my
how
God.
we brought him into the fray.
That dry run was fantastic. You could.
Yeah, we literally have 90 minutes of Claudio doing his yo open. And there was no it was yo, this is Claudio. I'm like, dude, you need a fucking 5-hour energy.
Shane's texting me on this.
I'm like, this is fucking terrible.
It was my favorite episode, and we didn't ever share it. So I mean, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
And that was like the night before just the tip. That we were doing that, but
that's rough. I mean, if you're getting on and you're going in front of all those people, and if you're not, most people are scared to death of public speaking, and then you have to do something like that. I feel for my man Claudio.
Claudio has come full circle now. I mean, I gotta keep it 100, Rob, and fans out there. Claudio came in a little cocky. I'm a barber. That's all I fucking do. It's all I talk, right? Then the night, see how Shane's wiping his forehead?
Yeah.
Claudio was like so nervous, and
he's like that dude at the bar that talked all this shit, and he gets the person home, and he's like, I got nothing. I didn't even think I'd get you this far. So can I buy you an Uber home? Basically.
That's so true. But he still got his, do we have that up there? His yo's? That's essentially the growth of him.
Yeah, we do have the yo's.
Started out with him, he's just very monotone and there's no energy, and then next thing you know, he's wearing the fucking Halloween mask and having fun. But it just goes back to
cut it out.
I don't think we could have ever made this work if Phil and Cars and myself didn't have the years of,
No
the
doubt.
hours invested in each other over a couple of decades. Cause I mean, when you start something like this, I'm sure Rob, probably before you came on, I know it's funny. We've had a lot of people that want to talk shit to us, and you're like, all right, come on, come on, we'll debate. I'll debate you. It's no problem. You get to a point where you're not nervous. You're actually excited about going on and doing stuff like that. But I can remember when I first started doing this thing, not here for TTNL, but from where we came from, I was nervous as hell. And I'm not a dude that gets real nervous. It's a lot. Cars, you went through it. I can remember when you did the original Cars keys. I think Aldo told you, your voice was horrible or some shit like that, right? Isn't that essentially what he said?
It's gonna be hard to listen to. Yeah. I don't know how long this show is gonna last.
Yeah.
You fuck yourself. I have slightly more than 3 listeners, I guess, though. So that's jokes on them.
But we knew that it would work because we just, like I said, you invest all those man hours in each other, and it just, like I said, it's easy. That's why you can pull off a 7.5-hour show on draft day. You know what I mean?
I think it also speaks, the efficacy of the show. I think it speaks because when you have people like David Montgomery coming on, you know that I think Cole Kmet is a listener.
Right.
You have
not anymore. Phil fucked that up.
I'm sorry. Can we just clip?
I'm his motivator. He's got a picture of me in his locker.
Can we just get a clip of him saying efficacy? Because that has never been a word that has been used on this network. And 3 of the people on this thing are going to be Googling this.
But that's, I just think it speaks. Yeah. And then when you have other guests, other analysts come on the show and, they're kind of in lockstep, but they also come on you and they come on here and they speak to you as equals. And it's just a very comfortable atmosphere. It's a very comfortable show to listen to. It's not awkward. There's, when there's a joke, jokes that get tossed around a little bit, people take it lightly because they're not being persecuted, unless maybe you're a Packers analyst. But that's something else I got to talk about around here is the Packers.
Or somebody's mother that pissed Shane off.
If they bring that on themselves, but I think it doesn't get any better than drunk Shane telling somebody he's going to fuck their mother. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, summer's here now. We gotta have another drunk show. I know.
White boy summer, man.
I know that drives Phil nuts, but
I think
your mom.
I think we could have like a 2-minute segment of just every time Shane has threatened to fuck someone's mother.
Maybe Caden Whitlow could put that together.
Oh man, the best part about it is a lot of people don't realize, and this is the God's honest truth. My mother, watches every show.
As long as you don't fuck her.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Not awkward.
This has taken so many turns tonight.
Rob's like, why did I come on here?
Yeah.
But she's like, I never knew you talked like that. I'm like, well, that.
Yeah.
If my mom heard some of the things I said, she would.
He's a
her and every mother within 200 meters would start to be disappointed in me.
Exactly, but Rob, you're talking about TTNL and the tape portion of it, and I know when I talked to Cars last year, and I know a big part of what you like with this network is like you talked about Cars keys, and it's kind of, I want to say that it's away from football, but it's away from the tape analysis part of it, and I think that's something else that I did. Yes, I did. You fucking cunt. Yeah, that was my cat was sick.
He's a charmer.
Yes, I am. I'm Phil knows that I'm very blunt in a lot of positions.
No, but anybody that listens knows
Apparently
that you're very blunt.
Carstensen is very blunt.
There's Rye making it.
Hi, Riley.
Just a second. He's asking.
Yes, go ahead. I'll fill the filler in the dead air But yes, TTNL, the authenticity, the passion, it's not for everybody. We've never ever tried to be. It's hard. I want to go back to the moment where Larison and Marsall and now we're coaching Claudio, and then you have to. Are the fans going to buy in? They're going to follow you? Like, you don't know. There's an unknown.
Motherfuckers think you're Netflix, right?
You don't know. Like, I honestly will be honest. I just didn't care. I just was like, whoever's going, and that's where my mind was. Whoever's coming with us is going to be there. And I know I'm going to work my ass off at keeping where we were and what was important, because there was certain things holding us back.
Yeah.
When you look at it, it was the best thing that ever happened to us. As hard as it was the best thing. And
yeah, because we had talked about it, and I was probably the biggest culprit to it not happening earlier, just because you were in a.
I was ready.
Phil was ready, and I was more reserved, and because I was thinking about the process of actually starting all this, and I knew it was going to be a big undertaking, and that's where where Jim came in, and he was it. Honestly, if we're being 100% honest, more so than just Phil and I, Steph and Hila both were very adamant. Yeah. Well, it gets to a point you can imagine putting in all the hours, because I still think to this day people don't understand that Phil and Cars and myself and Ivan and Cherie and everybody and Claudio, everybody involved here. Sometimes I think Phil and myself, especially, people think that Phil and I are just in the green room every day working on shit for the show. They don't realize that we get up in the morning like everybody else does, and we go to our 9 to 5s, and we have a young family, and we're doing this on top of it. And
I think that's something I wanted to talk about with you, Rob, tonight, because a lot of people put us against other networks, but other networks have big money backing them to get get whatever they want. We have nothing backing us except ourselves and the work ethic and the strength of people like Ron G, Cool Kennedy doing the beats, Ivan doing production, and whatever, Caden Whitlow, whatever guys can do, we're a part of. So
and for $7 a month, it's just crazy. I mean, the fact that you guys don't have, like, everybody's doing it as a hobby, so to speak. And so you have, like you said, you have Cool Kennedy, you have Ron G, you have you guys doing producing. Every single guest that comes on here and they get an intro, they're just like, God damn. Like that's the best thing that's ever been done on me. I need to have that play when I walk in the door. I need to have my wife listen to that every day. And that's what you're getting. And you get the tape, you get Cars keys, you get X's with the O's, you get all that stuff for $7 a month. And it's no trivial matter. It's hard. People not everybody has an extra $7. That's just a plain, the long and short of it. But to pay that for what you get on this network, and you guys are doing it with jobs, with kids, and you're also very open about that. And that was something that, sorry to pop off here, but there was something that I told my wife the other day when we were in the car.
Just did about 25 minutes ago. That's cool.
So I'm so relaxed now. But I was just telling my wife that the other day is, that what you shared with your experience with Riley, what Phil shares of the experience with his daughters, with all
even all through that. Listen, I'll be completely honest right here. The most blown away that I've ever been in TTNL, Phil and I are way more upfront and open with stuff, more so than Cars is. And when Cars went through everything with his mom, I was never, I can remember asking him, hey, can I share with everybody just what's going on. And he wasn't comfortable with it right at the time. So I'm like, yeah, absolutely cool. And I never really brought it up after that. And then Cars, you must have seen it. I know we posted it for the patrons, the video. And I said to Phil, I'm like, I'm so fucking proud of that dude, because it was, if you've known Cars as long as we have, that's so anti-Cars from what we know. That's like not him at all. It's that shit is not easy. And Cars can speak to this after I'm done. But you brought it up with me talking about Riley. Listen, if you go back and you watch that show when I announced everything about Riley, in the middle of the show, a couple of the times I had to bounce off screen before I knew I was going to say it that night, but I couldn't breathe. I could feel the pressure, and it was tough. You know, Phil, I can remember when I found out Eel and Riley were in Prague, and they weren't there when I found out that my son had cancer, and I called Phil, and I had no air in my body. Phil didn't even know that it was the same person when we were talking. And but that night when I announced it to everybody, I don't know, Cars, maybe you and I talked about it, and you said maybe you don't share it with everybody. Maybe it wasn't you, but I can remember somebody saying you don't have to put it out there. But I knew that I had to, because we had talked about being open, but
vulnerable.
Being vulnerable. But what I found out was it was one of the hardest things that I ever did, but I also felt a huge sense of relief when I did it. And I think it was very therapeutic. And Cars, you can speak to it. I don't know if you felt that after you did yours when your mom passed away, when you did that, if it kind of, I don't want to say that it helped you overall, but to me, it helped.
I'm just different in that regards. Like, it was, a lot of people had asked and reached out and wondered, and I knew it was something that needed to be done, but I just carry things with a weight that's differently. Like, things just last longer, hover longer, and it's just the way that I am. So like, I wasn't the same in that regards. Like, I had to get through everything, and then all of a sudden I could get it together.
Yeah. But it speaks to it, Phil.
Well, I think there's as Jim Larison is pointing out, there's a human side to this, and this, you can't go on the bars of keeping it 100, but not
right
when it comes to this. Like, so that's the difference. I mean, when people say, well, what's the beef with this? What's the beef? I think the beef is very clear of having a narrative or an agenda that just is false to the fans of the Chicago Bears, or whether it be a bigger topic, like we're talking about the submarines. I wasn't expecting to talk about the submarine, but we're talking about the submarine, and that's the show. We're in the fucking off season. Do you want me and Shane to debate again about Cole Kmet for another show? There's no script here. So it's just like, Rob came on and said something compassionate towards his experience with our network and our show that, no pun intended, is fulfilling to me as a guy that's putting his heart and soul out there.
I meant to hit mute and I hit unmute. My apologies.
Okay.
Oh, I thought Steph was back. My bad.
Yes. So it's just so slick and skinny in a hole.
Yeah.
One of the comments, I have nothing but love for people, and I want to forgive and trust everybody. But I get burned so many different times in so many different ways that you have to breathe. You have to I don't want to have someone telling me, no, you can't say that, Phil. Yeah, you're going to offend a lot of people. There's a lot of Charles Leno fans out there, and you're pointing it out in a funny way. Like, I don't even know where the walrus came from. I just fucking said it because he fell flat down and then became a thing. And then Speed Bump Charlie, I just threw that in my video break. That's how I coach. So these little kids that I'm coaching now, I have parents cracking up laughing. I forgot even what I fucking said, but they got it. It's just like Disney movies right now. Me, Rob, and Shane and Cars get a joke in these movies, right? But your son totally missed that. It was totally a shot at something from the 80s or whatever it is. That's how I teach. That's how I'm going to show people the truth on tape. And that's how I'm going to talk on this show as well as about life. And if Cherie's going through something, Ivan's going through something, we have given a platform for people to talk about it and send positivity. We get bashed by haters, really trolls, that are afraid or jealous of the vulnerability and the honesty. And then at the end of the finish line, TTNL was right. TTNL was right about that. They were right about, right?
Yeah.
Even me and Shane have disagreements, right? The fucking visor. No, it's epilepsy. It became swag, right? I'm going to fucking you think I'm going to let that go? I hate the visor. If my son comes out with a visor, he wants to play quarterback, take it off, because I feel that's how I feel about it. If it's just for swag, take it off and help yourself. That's where you think I'm going to change for that? No, that's how, and it'll be a joke on here forever. And that's it. That's fine.
Yeah. And
but do you think some of these other networks are going to talk about that, Rob? Is there any other network talking about that? No. But that's what this is. And trust me, I've never talked to Shane about it on a phone call. Hey, let's talk about the.
Oh yeah,
doesn't happen.
That's never went on it. Like I said, not to go back to this, but like even the night that I let everybody know about my son, Phil I didn't share that with Phil. He didn't know.
Right.
He didn't know it was coming that night.
I had no idea when it was coming.
I knew that it.
He
had to be
the only
done.
thing you told me was has to be done. I don't know when.
Yeah, I'll do it when I'm ready. Yeah.
When you're ready, you do it. That's it. And that's really where this is. So we're in the off season of the Chicago Bears. If you're just tuning in, I saw that comment. I know it got blocked, but I wanted to address it. This isn't a dick tugging show.
That all the time.
That's what they usually.
Even though Cars' wife has done a great job with it.
Actually, he probably wasn't wrong about that.
Exactly.
This is quickly replacing the Claudio show as my favorite show for some unknown reason.
Can you put the twiddly-diddly-dee music to Steph coming out from?
Yeah,
it's
right.
gotta happen.
I've already texted all the dads in the neighborhood and the Girl Scout troop, like, oh, just wait till I have a clip for you later. So.
I love it.
But this is a show about the truth tonight. And we brought Rob, who is from Chicago, is a huge Bears fan. And if you're just tuning in, he's talking about how he found us, how he came about and followed us to the start of the net. We're going to just authentically, organically brought up the conversation and some new nuggets that Shane shared with you of why we left, why we started this, and where we're going with this. And also to give some people some perspective. Like, I will call out a fraud. I will, because that to me is the worst way to go about. I also don't like when people take stuff from you without giving you credit. And I think that's just, it's just not how you should get down. And there's a lot of that going on as well. And I think people read through the lines and understand that. And listen, there's a whole season that's going to be upon us, a huge season. And one of the things I was ranting about, we'll go into football, is the George McCaskey and the McCaskies hiding from Hard Knocks. You're the charter franchise. Hard Knocks has been on for 19 seasons. 19. The Jets have been on twice. Dallas maybe 5 times. the Chicago Bears have never stood under the light. And I made this point earlier. The Lombardi Trophy is named after a fucking coach that won a couple. How many Super Bowls did he win?
Two
Super Bowls. Bill Belichick trophy, maybe, if you want to get into. But Lombardi, I don't know what he is expressed in that trophy, but George Halas, without him saying there needs to be a league paid, I'm going to travel around the country and show the world professional football. If he didn't do that and bail out the Packers,
yep,
there is no. So it should be the Halas Trophy. And I think, and I'm talking to George and your family and new president Kevin Warren. As a Bears fan, you owe it to the Bears, not for 1920 drive, but to have them see organically and authentically this new administration and the Chicago Bears with Justin Fields, DJ Moore, and this positivity. Don't hide from it. Embrace the cameras and the story and allow your fans the access that they have never had and never will. I think your cop-out, corny bullshit handshake with Coach Eberflus and all that bullshit, it needs to be turned around to football. And I think you're not only going to open doors for a stadium, you're going to open a lot of doors for fans growing with Justin Fields, because I believe that's really, really, truly so important for the young fan to get a glimpse of Justin Fields, the quarterback, his work ethic, and the authenticity of him. I think you're really missing the boat, Chicago. I really believe you are. And I think it's a really sad state for me personally, because I've always wanted my team on Hard Knocks as a kid and now as an adult, and now seeing my sons. You don't think they would like to see maybe a story on Dieter Eisland, Darnell Mooney, or Rashawn Johnson? What's this? It's just dumb. It's just dumb for them to deny it. The Jets, I get. You don't want a media circus because of Aaron fucking narcissist Rodgers. You don't want that. And some of this other team, like, who the fuck cares about Washington, right? Why is Roger Goodell kowtowing to George McCaskey in Virginia? It doesn't make sense to me.
I think it's Virginia. I think Roger Goodell has a lot. He has to. I mean, that's all you can imagine. That you have to respect Virginia McCaskey, and that's probably why they're respecting the Bears' wishes. Things like that, because she is obviously the daughter of George Halas, the founder of the league.
Well, they did set this rule in place, Cars, that there's 4 options. One of them has to step out. And now they're backpedaling, trying to look for. No, put it on the Bears. I don't give a fuck about Virginia's. Virginia should have no say in this. None.
I guess technically the Commanders have said yes, but the league
really?
is waiting. Yes, but the last report the other 3 had said no. The Commanders had said yes, but the NFL was looking to maybe do something more in the middle of the season as part of their redemption arc after the sale and everything. So that's why they weren't going to agree to it. But it doesn't sound like really anybody wants to do it anymore.
I think it's a ball drop. Sorry, Steph Carstensen. I really do think it is by the Bears, and it's an opportunity to embrace your worldwide fans. I mean, Rob's in Germany. We know Hans came all the way over.
Do you know Hans at all? Are you aware of Hans?
Yeah, he's in the next room.
Oh, nice. He's
of
under
course,
the
he
desk.
froze on that.
He froze, yeah.
He froze on that one. But I believe if George McCaskey is, as Rel Remy is saying, I'm just a fan. Apparently you're not, because you don't get, your politics aren't playing well with your fans. That should not be George's decision and the board to decide Hard Knocks. You froze there, Rob. You back?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think at some point,
Shane.
I'm froze now?
No, I was
Oh.
saying Shane's old internet.
Yeah. No, mine should be good now.
You
Jesus
are
Christ.
good.
Don't make
You
me
are
fucking
good.
mental, bro. God damn. That shit,
Fiber, baby.
shit fucks with your head. Yeah. But, at some point, if with these rules that are in place, they're not going to be able to run and hide. At some point, it's going to go there. And like I said, I conditioned myself pretty early on in this process. Yeah, I'm the same way because the Bears have sucked. They've been an abysmal franchise for a long time. And so you're either worried about showing the world that.
Right.
It has nothing to do with plays. It has everything to do with, does Woody Johnson want to be interviewed? Maybe George McCaskey doesn't. Ted, like I said, it goes back. They remove themselves from everything. If you go on to Madden, it doesn't show George McCaskey or Virginia as the owner. It has a picture of Ted Phillips there as the owner of the Chicago Bears. So that shows you that they're involved and they're not on there for a reason. It's officially licensed by the NFL. Their picture is not up there for a reason.
That's
so now,
a subtle truth.
But this is what's going to be interesting. I want to see when the new
Kevin
Madden.
Warren?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, is it going to be Kevin Warren?
That's the first thing you're gonna I said to Steph.
Yeah,
the first thing Shane's gonna look at is Kevin Warren the owner, or how do they show that stat?
Yeah, because you can be you can go into it as the owner of the franchise or anything like that, and you can name yourself or current owner or anything like that, and but it just shows you the mindset of that franchise, and it shouldn't be that way. To me, it's very small minded thinking, especially now
Kevin
because
Warren. I've thought
it's not even just him, Phil, because I talked about this, I don't know, maybe 30 shows ago, which with us could have been 2 weeks, but
I'm just a fan. I'm not a football evaluator.
You're on the precipice of either taking the next step and investing $250 million into the guy that's going to open up the next stadium.
Exactly.
Or you're going to blow everything up and start back again from ground zero. But Justin Fields, even at this point, before we truly know if they're going to move forward with him or not, little kids, that shit matters because they can go on to Madden or whatever, and they like to use Justin Fields because his speed is 93 and they can run around and have fun with him.
Exactly.
You can't do that with, Cade McNown. You can't do that with Eric Kramer or Nick Foles. That shit matters. And that's how you cultivate the next generation of fans. That's how you get them involved. Like I said, not every father is the way that I am. Ela told me, you got to let the kids pick their own teams. I said, nope. Absolutely not. There's no fucking way. Not on my watch. That ain't happening. I let Riley pick his own hockey team, and that's it. That's it. Everything else, he's following who I follow. The only thing that we are at odds with is hockey. I let him do his own thing there, but go ahead.
I think the Bears really have an opportunity. I think it says a lot that the Bears are taking this step, that they're taking these steps, that they brought in Kevin Warren, that they brought in Ryan Poles, and I think it's different. We have an opportunity, and we can wait and see. And I'm not a big, I'm a pessimist generally. I'm not an optimist. But with the Bears, I don't know, something gets inside me, and I start to look up. I want them to be a winner. And if there's something, I'm not an X's and O's guy, but if there's something that I do know, it's leadership. Mm-hmm. And I know leadership when it counts on the battlefield. And you can see what the results are when you have bad leadership. You can see what the results are when you have good leadership. And I think with Ryan Poles and especially Kevin Warren coming in, that sends a message to players. It sends a message to coaches, to fans, that you now have somebody, you have football people in the building. You know, I believe in what Kevin Warren has done and what he is going to do with the Bears. I think changing that leadership, signaling to everybody, you're moving forward. This isn't same old Bears. This isn't, you know, bring back 1985. We're moving into the future. New stadium. We're getting new players. We have a new GM. We have a new coach. We have a hits philosophy. You know, we have all this stuff. And that leadership signals to everybody that that's where they're going. And you hope that everything that's sold to the fans, or at least everything that's presented to the fans, will come to fruition.
Yeah.
And as a fan, I believe in Kevin Warren. I believe in Ryan Poles' process.
Well, it's going to be interesting. And this is, like I said, you guys know, I tend to try to look at things from a different perspective, because I can be like Phil too, and get fired up and get pissed off and get emotional about it, because I'm the same way. I want to be able to turn on HBO and be like, fuck, that's my fucking team up there. That's not the Detroit Lions. Yeah, I love that part of it, but maybe their time is once the Arlington Heights issues are rectified and settled,
or further along.
Yeah, because right now it's absolute fucking chaos, and they may not want one more chaotic event within Hallis with all of this other shit going on. Because I mean, Christ, cars. I mean, you live in Naperville. Naperville is, and what was it? Somebody said something about Rockford.
We've all laughed because you know, like everyone was like, "Oh, great, they're going to move out here." And no, that's not.
No, they're going to Arlington Heights. You got to. This is just a political.
This is just
to get what they want, right? Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if it's, you know, if you look at it from a business perspective, and maybe they're like, we have so much shit going on, we don't want one more thing. We're trying to get this culture within year 2 under Eberflus, and it's obviously a huge year for Justin Fields, and it's not just Justin Fields. This is really a pivotal year for this franchise moving forward for the next.
Well, that's where
15,
I would
20, 30 years.
Joseph Belinsky and I are stepping. At the end of the day, as you know, it's the NFL. It's entertainment.
Oh yeah, no, I get it.
You should never. There's a way, all seriousness, that part of shit could be. Doesn't even matter. It's a football show. Hard Knocks.
No. I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it. But the Dallas Cowboys brand is, I mean,
they're not afraid to push.
They're already Hollywood. They're already, you know, that they're already.
Listen, that's where I want you to stop, because the understanding was, and still is to this very day, as much as we hate it, when the Bears were Hollywood, they fucking played and won.
Yeah,
and
but
it
was sustained. But it was sustained for a year also, and then they underachieved for.
I don't care if it's sustained or under.
No. But I think that's what they're trying to figure out, Phil, because they've not sustained anything beyond a year.
Super Bowl? I would trade anything to watch this team.
I would, but I want the Bears to get to the point where they have the quarterback in place, and you're like, yeah, we're there. You know what I mean?
I agree, but I just don't think you get there without pushing the envelope. You just don't. If you hide behind this,
but maybe they're a year away from that, Phil, is what I'm saying. I can't imagine the logistics of taking over a franchise from the doldrums of what they've been through under Ted Phillips. If you're Kevin Warren, listen, George McCaskey is on the record saying, if Eberflus and Poles and Kevin Warren really wanted Hard Knocks, he would 100% sit down with them and be open to it, because this is what they're doing. And like I said,
that's what I'm saying. Going back,
but if they go away from it this year, and then this year Justin Fields ascends, they lock everything in to Arlington Heights, everything like that. Maybe they're the story next. Maybe the Bears are on Hard Knocks next year, because they're getting to the point where they can't.
I thought they can't now, but apparently they can.
Well, there was a list
Florio
of teams, right?
But I
Florio
think
It's the Jets, the Saints, the Commanders, and I believe the Bears.
No,
Yeah,
but
and I don't think they.
that's
I don't
what they
think
were
they want to touch.
supposed to do.
I don't think they want to touch the fucking Commanders right now.
Well,
Right,
but
they don't
I
even
think
have a name.
Oh God, no.
But Shane, to your point, I think the only reason they'll let the Bears say no is if they go, we're saying no, but we'll do it next year.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. I think
you're dead on right.
I think they realize, and listen, Goodell in the fucking NFL doesn't want Chicago in a fucking 58,000 seat stadium.
Like what
they
Buffalo's
don't.
doing.
Right. Yeah, did you see that with Buffalo? They have 63,000
season
ticket holders, and their new stadium sits 60,000. They're going to have 3,000 season ticket holders that they have to say fuck you to.
Wow.
Think about that.
That's dumb.
How's that happen in 2023 when you're building a new place? It's crazy to me.
No.
And I think Cars is right.
I'm on the other end of I think you push for the journey and you focus, because I'm afraid of
But I don't think they're at the journey yet.
The closet of, I don't know who Eberflus is as a coach, or Getsy or Alan Williams. I don't know. I don't have any, hey, this is what's going to happen. I'm sitting there with my arms folded watching this season. I don't have any here's my prediction. I don't, because I don't know who this coach is. I really don't. So I would like to see it. And if it's the wrong guy, what if they go 3 wins again? Hard Knocks next year with the new coach. Come on. You have Justin Fields ready to take the step.
If they have 3 wins, you'd probably have 2 top 10 picks. And
I know that, but I'm just saying
that would be the allure to it. But I'm just saying, maybe they're a year away with it, Phil. And to Carr's point, maybe they said, hey, get the legal stuff taken care of with this sports complex, this really sports city that you want to secure. I mean, listen, come on. You don't break ground on deconstructing this place that you paid all this money for, and you just clear it out for what? They're going to be there.
Well, that kind of manipulation, right? When after you fucking start bulldozing the fucking grandstands, all of a sudden we've assessed the property to be, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Arlington has really overplayed its hands a little bit, because they're trying to say they're not going to generate money, or they're going to take money away from the school district. And so there's just a lot of grandstanding that's happening right now. It'll get fixed. It'll get worked out. They'll do these conversations just like when they went down to Champaign to redo the city. They were looking at, what was it, Gary, Indiana at one point, and they looked at Arlington back then. This is always just the way that it works. They're going to play. You have a better chance to negotiate when you have 2 people competing for your affection as opposed to 1.
Yeah.
Plus, they can, as soon as I heard that too, where they were talking about, it's going to take tax money away from the school district and stuff, and they might have a point temporarily, but what do you think? First of all, they can borrow money. Business wise, you can just borrow money. I mean, cities do it all the time. Businesses do it all the time. That's nothing new. But they can borrow that money and then look into the future. What do you think is going to bring in more money? A massive NFL stadium complex of the most popular sport in America that's selling out games with a team that's on the upside, or Arlington International Racecourse?
Well, and don't forget to add the hotels, the restaurants.
Yep.
and
sports book.
the sports book that are all going to be right there. Rivers Casino's not that far down from where it's going to be. It's going to do a tremendous amount for gambling and generation.
The other thing is I remember my dad worked in Rosemont, and it was like the late 90s, and they were trying to get Rosemont wanted that casino in the worst way. They had the convention center, but they wanted all that complex, and they wanted the casino, in the worst way. And then everybody said, no, there's no way it's going to happen. You know, taxes, laws. I mean, gambling, it's obviously a little bit different because you're talking about legal issues. And then look where we're at today. You have the massive Rosemont complex, and then you have the casino right there. And think about how much revenue Rosemont is bringing in. I mean, I think the Bears complex is you could probably bring in something comparable, maybe minus the casino. Unless they're going to bring that in.
You do that in a quarter of the year, what the Rosemont one does in 12 months, right?
Yeah.
Because of for
exactly
eight home games plus a playoff game plus every other sporting event that's going to go on there.
Yeah, but
Big Ten championship.
It becomes a year-round destination. You know what I mean? It's not. You're not going to Soldier Field.
Where do the Colts play? They don't play in Indy.
Stadium.
Yeah,
no, it's Dallas plays in Arlington.
And
Giants and the Jets play in New Jersey. Like
where's the Colts?
San Francisco is way the fuck out.
Santa Clara,
What's Colts though? What's the town in
Meadowlands?
No,
I don't know where the Colts play. No,
they're in downtown Indy.
Are they?
Yeah, that one is.
Oh, they are. Okay, I thought they were in another town, a suburb. But just think about how much money that has brought into Indianapolis, downtown. You know, the Bears are in a position where I believe they're going to Arlington Heights, just like Shane and Cars are saying. It's only a matter of time. You have to negotiate this stuff. Fortunately, Illinois politics suck.
But I think that the NFL is forward thinking enough to know that they may want to dramatize once this shit is all set in place. This could be a fucking free for all where the Bears are on Hard Knocks while they're bringing in all of this other shit going on, and then
this is recorded already, Shane. So I mean, like these conversations, they'll either be part of a 1920 drive or it'll be
that's
part
what
of
I'm
the next
saying.
Season, and it'll be like, this is what we had to go.
Then
through
there's
to
so
get
much
here.
more. You know what I mean? It's like Hard Knocks on fucking steroids at that point, because then you talk about the fucking stadium, and then like you're talking about bringing in the sports book and the hotels and the museums and just the naming rights to the new stadium. Think about that. The NFL's on step 516, and we're still on step 2, being like, why aren't the Bears on Hard Knocks right now when they're.
Let me ask you this: why is Arlington Heights so stupid in the fact of doing this?
Money.
Because
they just want
they're gonna get so much in return.
It's great.
It's the Cook County. It's Cook County. It's the county that's doing. It's not necessarily Arlington Heights. The town. It's the county assessor that went ahead and appraised it for, was it 5 times the amount?
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
But
in Chicago has a lot of political pull, and you got to think about it. Chicago by itself, last time I checked, at least, Chicago by itself, if it was its own country, it would be the 8th largest economy in the world. And so you got to think, how much political pull does that give you in a state like Illinois?
Oh, it's still insane. Everybody related to Daly still has so much pull, and it's not even close. But that's
And one more thing too, and this, just to tie football into this, Phil, but just when you think about it, like I said, if you just take a step back for a second and look at it at a wider perspective, and I know you probably don't agree with it, but the Bears might be the bigger story next year. Once, like I said, with this, they get this shit all settled, and they have 2 first-round draft picks, on top of it. And depending on, maybe they do take that step next year. And then if they take the step next year, they lock in the stadium deal and everything is going down, then the Chicago Bears have neon lights all around them, and it's a shoo-in. It's not Dallas. It's not anybody. It's Chicago.
And they could do the Aaron Rodgers in the Jets story this year, and I think that's really the way that
yeah,
there's a lot more
forward thinking.
drama there.
There's a lot more to talk about with that, and they could talk about his psychedelics concert that he's going to, or his psychedelics conference that he's going to be speaking at.
Yeah, yikes. But yeah, it's it's like opening up an onion, man. There's a lot of layers there. But I think the more I think about it, I think it makes probably more sense for the bigger. I think there's way more potential for it to be next year, where it's if you do it a year too early, you may not get because if they do it this year, they're not doing it next year. You know what I'm saying? Next year, there's a lot more potential for glitz and glamour.
I still stay on this side. I think you should do it now when you're hot. Strike when the iron is hot. I think the Bears are going to be better than people think they're going to be.
Yep.
And I believe with all of this change, with Ted Phillips being ousted up into wherever he is, I think now would be the time. And then next season, you would have the in-season hard knocks with the Bears with the season. That would be a way I would do it. But
that's probably in time.
Saying.
Probably, Phil, in time. Let's be honest. I mean, the way that this is going, and Kevin Warren probably knows this with his connections to Hollywood. And I'll tell you what, if I was the president and CEO of the Chicago Bears, I would be doing this like this 1920 football drive. If you want to make it that, it should be its own thing that every fucking team in the NFL could have their own fucking production company doing this. And then it's not just a fucking it's not just a Hard Knocks New York Jets. It's the Chicago Bears presents, the 2023 Chicago Bears in season, where they're documenting it themselves and doing
another
it.
Area for growth. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and who knows how this goes, but I just think the NFL looks ahead a lot more than I think people realize.
Well, they have the script, Shane.
Yeah.
Did you see Goodell was even joking about it?
Yeah, I did.
Saw that?
I did. Yeah,
that's pretty good. Rob, I'm going to ask you to sign out, then come right back in to clear your delayed. So when you're talking,
for real?
Yeah.
It looks like you have a full head of hair, dude. It's all fucked up.
Oh wait, well then I'll keep it.
Use the same link and pop right back in. I think maybe that'll fix your
clears it out.
Clears your stream. Because I don't
I'll be back. Stand by one.
You look like Kung Fu Theater back in 1996. When they did the overdubs so bad. Now the overdubs are great.
Phil's talking about clearing the stream. That's usually a whole different topic that Phil and I have talked about.
Well, Miss Carstensen is already handled.
All right. We keep
got it up.
Hey.
Keep coming full circle. I'm thrilled about it.
She did play that perfectly, though. You gotta admit.
It totally surprised me.
We could have just got her. Could have just got her like wipe her mouth or something. That would have been.
That would have been some toothpaste.
Hey, we can see
there
his
he
face.
is.
Hey, better back now.
Oh yeah.
So, Rob, what does your wife say when you say, "Hey, I'm going to go on with Shane and Phil and Cars at 3 a.m.?"
She's like,
"Call you a fucking idiot," or
she said, "Shane and what?" No, she was pretty excited for me. She was very surprised, and she was even more surprised when I said that I was going to come on. And it was it was nice. Yeah, she's looking forward to it. She's never watched the show, but she's going to this week.
Oh,
Nice.
jeez.
Shout out
I
to
advance
Sylvia,
and
right?
apologize already. I'm
Oh,
sorry. Yeah.
Cars,
it
she
was all
lives
Shane.
with me.
I think we got to sell
you-
TTNL pillows that fit under the desks for the wives and girlfriends, right?
Steph, where are you?
I cannot wait till I go upstairs and
What'd
Steph
you
is
say?
I love all.
Exactly.
Oh,
that was
see?
the perfect
Oh,
drop.
poor
That's what-
Cherie.
That's
Yeah,
what
we
the
get
pillow could say. I love
when I get
balls.
upstairs, Steph is still going to be as red as a Bulls jersey, embarrassed by all of this, and I am just going to enjoy it wholeheartedly.
I think that's a great. I would love a TTNL pillow, and it says "I love balls" on it. That would be great. I'm
And
serious.
then
in somebody's
and then
ass today.
Cherie's signature.
You can
on the
order
other.
any of.
just says Cherie and her signature
Yes,
underneath.
you
it.
can order Cars's "Get in Someone's Ass Today" pillow.
Yeah.
Claudio smoke weed every day pillow.
Listen,
What about your mom's a cunt
Scratchers.
pillow? Do you think
that would be
that's-
your.
I'd buy one of those.
No, I think Shane's pillow should be "I fucked your mom" on this pillow. That's
Yeah.
the way
Mom. Claudio.
It could be the Angelo drop that Shane. I fucked your mom and your
And
dad.
your dad, yeah. Do we have that
pillow?
Oh my god.
Jackal,
Did you
don't do
guys,
shit pillow.
Did you guys see? At least I think I'm pretty sure it's a new interview with Jared Payton and Justin Fields' father.
Someone sent me the link. I have not watched it.
Yeah, I haven't either. I do have
I watched it, and there was a couple things that popped out.
Yeah.
In that interview, yeah, absolutely. I mean, just to get right down to football, made a couple notes.
Look at you.
Because I'm a nerd, my boy Cars. Yeah, he, there's little details, but one of the things he said was that
Nerd alert!
He said Justin had said that with white hair at center, he said he really likes the way the ball comes back. He said the ball is being snapped back to him perfect. He called DJ Moore incredible. Fields did.
Yeah.
And then Fields also said that Tevin, that Tevin Jenkins was also incredible.
Wow.
And he said that they're really having a good OTA and that Justin Fields is really satisfied. I mean, he's had other press conferences and stuff where he praised other players, but he said specifically Justin Fields' father said that Justin Fields really praised Whitehair and Tevin Jenkins and DJ Moore.
That's big DJ Moore is DJ Moore. I don't think that's probably a surprise to anybody, but if Cody can, the snaps, listen, I can buy into it right now, but I need to see the snap consistency in season from Cody, because that's been a thing for him. But talking about, some interviews, did you guys, friend of the show, Kenneth Davis, does the Under Center podcast, and he had on Alex Shapiro and Josh Schrock. They were talking about, minicamp, and kind of raised my eyebrows. Kenneth Davis asked them to pick out somebody who they would say was, really impressed them throughout the OTAs. Did you guys see that?
No, I didn't see it.
I was going to bring that up to you, Shane.
Yeah. So, and both of them, Alex Shapiro and Josh Schrock, they didn't know about this earlier, but both of them had the same guy, and I was shocked. Velus Jones.
It was authentic.
Yeah, Velus Jones.
Really?
And they said it's not bullshit. It's not little flare outs out of the backfield. It's him running big boy NFL routes downfield, catching the ball clean. They did say his first punt that he took this offseason, he fucking bobbled it, the very first one, but then it didn't happen again after there. But
good.
they both pointed out Velus Jones.
That's a great
so much to the point that with what they saw, they both early on had him on the roster bubble and likely off of the roster
So
now they're to
how
the
did
point,
it come about? They both agreed. Yeah, I would go with that too.
they're like, you took my guy.
Okay, yeah,
that
like
type
one
of
of
deal.
our moments.
Yeah, Josh Schrock went first,
Yeah.
and then Alex Shapiro was like, "Yeah, you're taking both my guys," because he also talked about somebody else, but he said, yeah, he did say that Velas was catching everything. He said he bobbled that first one, but he said everything else, the ball didn't hit the ground.
Yeah,
and he also said too that Equanimous was not really involved.
Yeah, they think that he could be the odd man out because they said that there is a clear connection between Justin Fields and Dante Pettis. That there's something there.
That showed at several
that
points.
showed all last year. I agree with you. I'll never forget what's his name? Jesus. Dropping the fourth down pass against Detroit.
Equanimous St. Brown.
Equanimous, thank you.
Yeah.
Don't forget the route that wasn't run against the Packers.
Oh my God.
Yep.
The unrouted route.
Yeah, that fourth down ball. That made me. It
went
got
right in
so
his
pissed.
hands.
I mean, it was
obnoxious.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's
perfect.
like that's when you have to help the young quarterback out.
And if you go back and you watch, that's to me, and I know he made some plays, but when the Bears technically extended him, I was a little bit surprised. I know
me too.
Because if you look at Field's face on that play, you could see him being like, "What the fuck else can I do?"
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. As a competitor,
this is the
fourth
fucking
down,
NFL,
bro.
Yeah, this is the fucking NFL.
Well, and I don't know if you saw which interview it was with Justin, but he was talking about the impact of adding DJ Moore.
Yeah.
And he said, well, because now we have a true number one.
Yep.
So no
Right.
matter what happens, last year we had to do a lot of, hey, you're normally an X, but we're going to stick you in the Y on this route because we don't have anybody else to do this. And he said now everyone is in a predefined slot. And I think EQ is one of those guys. He has a few things that he can do, but he's just, they were so struggling with the people that they had him at key positions, and he shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
I'm going to be excited in pads if Velas. I know the Bears blog doesn't watch preseason games, but we do, and they're very important to assess, are they taking the step in the scrimmage? Because the scrimmage, even though they keep score and bet on it, that's where you're
they talked about that too, and they talked about who are they? They're going to go against. They going against the Colts?
Indianapolis.
Colts, yeah.
So they were talking about those, the team practices when they go up. They said that's going to tell a lot, even about Justin Fields and stuff like that, and about Velus Jones. Because hey, listen, you can't. I know that there's been nobody more critical of Velus, and still, right now, if I'm being honest, if I could rewind and make a difference, I'm still not picking him at 71. I'm just being honest. But I will defend him. I saw growth in his game at the end of the year, where I was at the point where when he was dropping punts, and I'm like, dude, you gotta put him on the fucking practice squad or just do something. He started, I think he was one of those guys that maybe needed his coming to Jesus meeting, or I think with a lot of these guys too, I don't think Velus Jones ever thought he was going to go top 75. I'll just be honest.
No.
And I think he got drafted top 75, and he probably thought he was a little bit more important than he really was. So maybe it was good for him to go through those struggles. It wasn't so good for the Bears, but I'm rooting for the kid because he does have a special talent. He's got a little. He's not the same type of player, but he runs with an aggressiveness and a power that's a little bit reminiscent of watching Cordero Patterson.
Oh yeah, that's the perfect.
Yeah,
he does. It's not just the dreads; it's the. He kind of runs with a reckless abandonment.
Yeah, he's got a physical style. Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at that. I was there in Dallas with the great Jim Larison, and that play, that was one of those, just like I felt with EQ. That ball down the right sideline, I still could see it. Like, it was in a critical moment in this game. Like, I know what the final score was, guys, but the Bears were battling back and forth. Justin was showing it, the score and the feel of the game. I don't know how to bring it back to the 90s, but with Eric Kramer going against the Packers and that Brett Favre 7 touch, whatever it was that, like, the Bears they're staying in this game because of Justin. And, obviously the interception and the not tapping the guy, or the fumble by Montgomery and not tapping the guy down, kind of overlooked the great growth that I thought Justin had. But Velus missed a huge moment down that right sideline. Justin put it right in his breadbasket. Just a beautiful. I know Velus is laying out for it. You gotta catch that. I mean,
you see that play every single week in the NFL.
Exactly.
So every week by every team.
I was so like, I know me as a coach, Rob. I'd be like, get this fucking guy out. Give me somebody else in here. Give me a. Then I had to go to the bathroom after that drop, and then Eddie Jackson. Yeah, I'm like, I never leave the game.
Larison just texted me and he said Phil was actually shitting. Don't let him back.
I totally was. In Dallas, they had one bathroom, one TV as you entered Jim had me in this fucking amazing, like, all-inclusive football palace. I kid you not. I don't even remember if I told the story, but okay. So I go to the bathroom and it's giant, but there's only one TV as you walk in the opening. When you get to the stall, it
wasn't showing soccer, was it?
No, it wasn't. On sports bars, like, every stall would have a TV. Even here in Connecticut, they put them over the urinals, right? I have to go to the bathroom. I had to do number 2. So I'm like, but they're playing it over the air, the broadcast.
I don't think I've ever had to shit during a Bears game ever in my life.
No,
I want to
get that checked out.
I had that pain, and I'm like, I gotta go. One of those sweats, like, I gotta go. I didn't want to leave.
Maybe travel. Do you get the traveling issues going to the bathroom?
Yeah,
I still do to this day. It might take me like a day
constipated.
Yeah,
I
do. It takes 3 days.
I never have ever in my life gone to a football game. I've actually played in them, and I've got the nervousness, so I've had to go to the bathroom. Even when I coach, I'll go to the bathroom before the game. But I've never had that. But I was like, fuck. With the drops that we didn't get it, and then all of a sudden the play-by-play, Eddie Jackson with an intercept. I'm like, oh my, the Bears
Phil's
fan
pinching it off.
I was hustling,
running down.
Rocketing off the toilet.
I was pushing like I was giving birth. I was like, get the fuck out. I was hustling back, and then I just missed EQ dropping the ball in the end zone. And Larison was giving me the play-by-play. You remember the last play before the half? He threw it up to EQ right in the end zone, and EQ gets his 2 hands on it and wasn't able to pull it in against the Cowboys. But that game was the shit, Cars.
That opened the floodgates to the trades. That was the Roquan.
Please don't say open the floodgates after that statement.
That's true.
Please.
I was sitting and shitting with Roquan before the game. I took a picture with Roquan, and then he was gone. I knew.
But that also go ahead.
Looking back on it, Ryan Poles was so distant from all of us. Like, he was just walking around. He gave me like this side skewer, which I thought he was pissed at me, but Ian told me later what was going on. He was like so nervous with the Ravens getting, back and forth via text. Even during warm-ups, this shit was going down. So Poles was walking around. Then he's talking to Roquan's agent in the corner. And all of these cameras, and Pam Oliver was rushing over there. Then he bounced out of there. Then he changed. He had a game sweatsuit on, both him and Ian Cunningham. And 10 minutes later, they come out in suits. And I go, what is this? I said it to Cunningham, and he laughed on the side. He was walking by. I go, what is this? The Grammys? We got costume switches? And he's like, pretty much. And then the next day was the trade. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
I think that goes back to Shane's point about the Bears being better this year than people think they are. Because when you go back and you look at those games, I mean, woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Right.
You know, every we can go through this, you know, over and over again. But you look back. So the Bears were in the Dallas game. They could have won that game. They were in the Washington game. They were in the Giants game. You know, all those games.
The Detroit game.
Yeah.
Those Detroit games. There was little mistakes, missed field goals, you know, stuff like that. That they were in the game. And if there wasn't drops by receivers, especially, or muffed punts, the Bears are in those games at least competing. And if they're losing, they're losing by last second field goals, or if they're winning, they could win by a touchdown.
That Giants game, I go back to the Valus muffed punt. The Bears were actually down by 8. I was on the edge of my seat, and I should have known Valus at the time was going to muff the fucking punt, but I'm like, we're winning this.
Did it in Washington too.
I had ultimate confidence that Justin Fields was going to take them down the field just the way that everything was, you know, going. And then, of course, Valus puts it on the fucking ground.
Never got a chance for that moment too. Dolphins game as Noah T. and
but that's the
drinker to pointing out
that. And the listen,
Yeah,
I don't like to
the Claypool
shit on the refs.
That was a fucking
there was the Komet call and the Claypool call, both of them. It was just fucking awful.
That Claypool, that Komet call was
the Komet call was terrible. That was on counter. I go, finally they ran
get it
counter.
Get fucked.
Montgomery heavy counter, got it outside. Cole Komet had his hand out. There was no fucking hold there. They called
and that was, you know, that was something that's in the national media for 5 minutes. They talk about it for 5 minutes, but as soon as that news cycle starts, and you know, they by Wednesday they've already forgotten. The narrative is that the Bears are shitty, that the Bears suck, they can't get it done. But nobody goes back and says they're getting apologies from 2 times. How many other teams are getting fucking weekly apologies from the NFL?
There was 2 penalties. Noah T. The play before Mooney.
Oh yeah.
Remember? Fuck. Bent is exactly the fucking He got fucking bent in half before it was just an easy call.
But just
it wasn't even questionable.
To go back to the touchdown pass to Pettis early, that was one of the highlights of the season. That touchdown pass from Fields to Pettis. I mean, that was that's one of the clips that I'll have these buddies that, you know, I don't want to bash on them too much because they're probably listening, but they think they know fucking football and they'll try to bust my balls and say that Justin Fields can't fucking pass and shit like that. So that's like one of the clips that I'll show them is, you tell me the kid can't pass, just explain this to me. You know, that was the perfect fucking pass. And, you know, it is what it is, but it goes back to what we were talking about a little bit too with Pettis, and that he's got that feel with Justin Fields, and maybe could, to Shapiro and Schrock's point, that's why EQ is on the outside looking in.
Let me ask you this, Rob. You're in Germany. You're staying there? Are you stationed there, or you live there now? This is your home, Germany.
No, I'm out of the military. I'm fully out. And I live here now.
Thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you for your support.
But that's interesting. So do you wake up at a certain time to watch the game live, or you watch it on delay? How do you handle that?
No, I usually watch, you know, Sundays when the games are on Sundays at noon, I can catch it live. I can watch those games live. On Sunday nights, I usually play video games online with my two best friends in the States, and so a lot of times I watch it on delay. But the other thing is too, is you watch it live, the commercials drive me fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, occasionally I watch games live. A lot of times I watch it on delay, especially too because with Game Pass they edit out the commercials, and then that way you just get the game. I like watching the broadcast.
Do you come on to BHL after a game, or only the 12 o'clock games?
Sometimes I'll come on for a few minutes.
Yeah.
I got two little girls that get up pretty early in the morning. But
okay.
if the game's over,
Rob.
I'm just saying. It's just an alibi.
Shane was getting ready to fire up at you when you're talking about playing video games instead of watching the game. What video game are you playing? Fortnite with my son?
No, different ones. What were we playing? We're playing Outlanders. We're playing. Sometimes we play just Forza or just whatever tickles our fancy. And I know it sounds terrible, and I'm a big Bears fan, but I got my buddies work, and so the only time that we could make it all match up is on Sundays for me at 7 p.m., which is noon Central. So I choose my friends over the Bears. I'm a terrible fan, I know.
Yes, you are.
You've lost them. I wonder why Cars is your favorite.
Cars will send you his Bengals hat.
Bengals nerd approves. Absolutely.
Oh, and then my wife, when I watch the game, all of a sudden she's a Packers fan every time the Bears play the Packers. I'll tell you.
Is it just to fire you up, or is she legitimately a Packers fan? Oh, it's just to fire you up.
No, she doesn't give a shit about football. She gives a shit about
German. Is she from Germany? Yeah. Does she speaks English, or did you learn German?
No, she's a very good English speaker. She's an English teacher, and
nice.
She's a school teacher, and but she's kind of partial to the Chiefs because she spent some time in Kansas City, and then also obviously they're winners. So
the bandwagon has jumped.
Yeah. So
and I have to tell you guys too. I see so much. I wouldn't say a ton of it, but I see this Packers gear all the time in Germany. I see a lot of Chiefs. I see a lot of Chiefs, and I see Packers gear. I was in Berlin a couple months ago. They got it out
of the dumpster, Rob.
They sent all that.
I saw a car. There's a car, an American car, and it was all decked out in Green Bay Packers colors, logos, driving around.
Rob, did they say NFC champions at all?
Yeah, exactly.
Are they?
Yeah,
because those could be the ones that they threw away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the shit.
To other countries, I guess.
Yeah, that's the shit they send to other countries. Yeah,
that's what I think it is. Yeah, it's like when you have the losers of the Super Bowl, and they all, they send the T-shirts out. Yeah.
They got that caricature of Aaron Rodgers as two-time NFC champ on it, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
same amount of Super Bowls as Jim
McMahon.
As Rex Grossman,
So Riley will be out a little closer to you. He's going to Czech Republic in August to visit his grandparents.
Yeah.
And my daughter is making the trek for the first time this August.
Freedom.
Yeah, 3 weeks. I'll be
Shane
flying.
is going to just sit there and Spider-Man in the middle of bed.
That's why I was asking if Carr's wife had a sister. I got a desk here. I'll be alone for 3 weeks. Send her up. I'll get her on there.
Party at Shane's house. Sharif.
More ways than one, Sharif.
We got to do a pop-up show for that.
Well, some will be popping up, Rob.
That's what hard plugging it. He's plugging it.
Yeah.
It just keeps going.
I'll be on break for 3 weeks. Yeah, but Riley will be in a little town called Náměšť na Hané, Czech Republic.
Okay. Easy to spell.
Yeah. Sounds like little town.
They all make fun of me there too because they don't get my love for football, and they laugh at me if I have
love of soccer. Do they get that?
Oh, it's crazy. I'm like it. I turn it around.
Okay,
I turn it around on them. They're like, "Well, soccer's more." soccer's more popular worldwide than football. I'm like, that's because all you need is a fucking ball, bro. It's
Exactly.
cheap. That's why it's popular worldwide. Football's expensive.
I
You know,
did
that's-
my thesis on that. I was like, because I was so tired of it. I'm like, because they were soccer players are running all the time. They're in the better shape. I go, football is a team sport, needs all these different body types and stuff. And I pointed
it's a
out,
different kind of fitness.
I go, let's watch a soccer game. I recorded one and I saw the ball's down the field. Everyone's standing on defense watching. They're not running. So your hypothesis of them running all the time is untrue. So, and then I started breaking it down and I go, yes, I did my thesis on this.
There's no way. There's no way you know what a thesis is.
I did. So then I also pointed out, and I made the point, and the professor loved this, was that, listen, my main point was,
send me pictures, Robert.
The United States is the entertainment capital of the world. Hollywood, everything, streaming, Netflix was born here, right? This is why is football king here? Because it's the most entertaining sport on TV. That's it. And it's beautiful in every way. And Claudio gets all upset about it, but I don't give a shit. It's like
who's Claudio?
Every person is waiting for football season.
Every
person on the radio will tell you when we talk football, the listeners go up, the ratings go up.
When Ela and I had the apartment in New London, Connecticut, when Phil wouldn't see me,
like
Rob, I'd be down there for games on Sunday or whatever, and so that would have been 2010. So I was probably wearing like a Julius Peppers jersey or something, and we would, oh Jesus, it wasn't. I guess it was Skype. Way back then, Ela would Skype with her mom on Sunday mornings, and they're like, "What is he wearing?" And they're looking at my Peppers jersey, and they couldn't grasp that a grown man would put on a jersey for. I'm like, "What? Have you never watched, soccer over there? These people are fucking killing each other in the fucking stands and going crazy." I don't know, but it's just they would rally around making fun of me for that, but it's all good.
It gets wild. I mean, if you look at football, like, we wear jerseys and we get all hyped up and we yell at the TV and, whatever else, but they're like bringing flares to the game and throwing each other and beating each other's head with frying pan over soccer.
I remember being a kid, someone threw a bomb. If you remember, they took out a goal. They actually killed somebody. They killed a player. If you look it up, they threw a fucking bomb at a goalie. I forget what it was. That's how crazy. I go, okay, at that point, I'm fucking nuts about the competition, but now we're throwing bombs or fucking having riots with Molotov cocktails, throwing them out there. Like, no, that's craziness. So don't come at Americans with our love for the love for the National Football League, America's game. I was so proud of the NFL when they did that, when they made it America's game, because America's pastime. And I said that in my thesis, Rob. Baseball, has pastime, separate. It's past its time now. It's clearly football, and that's where it is. And that's there I am making pizza.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
At Hofstra. But listen, there's always a place in fifth place for soccer. There's always a place for you.
Any sport that can end in a 0-0 tie is just a win for everybody involved.
Yeah, exactly. That would drive me nuts.
I do like the show on Apple Plus. Actually, if you have Apple Plus, every show seems to be amazing on that network. I mean, there's show I'm watching. Have you seen Silo? The show is fucking absolutely outstanding. I know Jim Larison, can you text us your 1,482 ranked shows? I wonder where Jim is ranking Silo, but that show. But what's the football coach? He goes over to England. Why?
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso. Great fucking show.
Yeah, that is.
It
that is
shows
great.
the passion for the soccer fan there.
Rob's really figuring out TTNL. His earbuds just crapped out from the battery. So that's what we do, Rob. It's a
Ted
3-hour
Lasso.
show.
Great show. And has a lot of good. I haven't watched the latest season.
I have not either. But
Larison likes Silo. I'm just telling you, if you haven't had Apple TV, you have to play the $4.99. I mean, I'm telling you, every show, Cars, on that. It's unbelievable the stuff that they're putting on Apple TV. I got to give them a lot of praise. Silo, For All Mankind, that show is outstanding. C, if you haven't seen that, with Momoa, all of these shows. Momoa.
You're not helping our case telling people that we're have no time and working on TTNL all the time, watching all these fucking shows, bro.
Yeah, we gotta end this video, this call. I gotta get to playing video games here. So, like,
with Rob,
let's just move.
That's what Cars is. He's not even lying. What is? I have never played the game that Cars.
What are you playing?
Diablo.
Diablo 4 has come out, and my wife is now a widow due to that fact. But I'll get over it at some point.
Diablo 4.
Oh yeah.
You hear us, Rob?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Okay, my mic died, or my headphones died.
We've all had
welcome
it happen
to
when
welcome
Phil's
to TTNL.
talking.
This isn't a 20-minute show, bro.
That's Jared.
You were going to give him the whole one.
That wasn't even me. That
wasn't the super producer. Yes.
And Ivan.
Good
job.
Didn't drop down.
Diablo. Is that like a first person or?
No, it's kind of a third over the shoulder type. When the first one came out, and then the second one, it was like in my formidable game playing computer game years.
Yeah.
So it's just always when they released a new one, I was like, yeah, I got it.
Another way to say when he wasn't getting laid back in those years. Go ahead, Carson.
Before I knew what a woman was. Yeah. And I was
before I knew that I could stuff her under my computer desk at my home.
Wait, this is what happens if I can actually make eye contact with one? Who knew?
Is it like game? What is it? God of War? That kind of angle?
No, it's much older. It's sort of just you fight undead creatures. It's
He was all excited when it came out, and he's like, "Oh shit, it comes out!" And I'm like, "Dude, I had no fucking clue."
I've seen it. Like
I have not.
The case. I have no idea what it's about though.
You're basically fighting devils. It's enjoyable.
Is there a backstory to it? Like
there's a story.
Fallen angel.
There's one of those. Oh yeah, there's all sorts of weird stories that make it up, and you're just someone playing with a bunch of other people going through the story. I play with my old neighbor the first house that I grew up in, or like that I bought. So it's like you have some other
nostalgic.
Folks. Yeah, we've been doing it for about 20. God, I've known him for 20 years now. So yeah.
So should we put Rob through the ringer with the real tough TTNL questions, like who's his least favorite TTNL member?
I always hate those questions.
No, these are favorite.
You guys love this shit. Okay. Least favorite. Go ahead. Gotta be Jackal.
Did we bring Ivan and Sheree out?
Of course. You gotta wait Sheree.
He was already disappointed when he saw me instead of Claudio.
Yeah, he's like, that's not Claudio.
I said happy birthday.
Did Sheree
Gave
just
you a
drink,
happy birthday, Sheree.
Did you just drink from that, or did you just spit a dip into that?
I
Pepsi bottle?
do not
There we go. I was wondering.
I
you
fell in love with her even more.
Absolutely not. That is disgusting.
Can we ask him the question the right way? Rob, who is your least favorite member of the cast, and why is it Alan Bratcher?
I miss Alan.
Where is Bradford?
Where is Bradtree's in St. Louis? Didn't you see the?
Yeah,
He's playing
Well, no,
bingo.
now
He's on a bingo.
His legs are shaking there, man. Right?
Oh yeah.
I didn't. It
looks
so
bald.
He's looking pretty sleek there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alan's world traveler now.
Running from the police will do that to you.
He is saying, what is he on a? He's on a tour. He
A
said he's
bingo
going.
tour?
He scheduled a vacation.
A
You
3-hour
guys sent me-
tour.
3 hours.
No, that's the sub. What happened, Ivan? You sent me a picture of Bratcher. He's going to New Orleans, right? Tennessee.
He's gonna get beads. Yeah.
Could he check in with us? Could he call in, Alan?
No, but he was on the
Nashville.
Keep It at 100 Facebook page accepting people's request. I did see that.
So he says
Was
it'll
it?
be
During the
next
show.
week. It'll be Nashville, New Orleans, and Austin. One of those towns is not like the other.
There we go.
That's-
So hopefully he'll jump on the show next week. I thought it was going to be last week.
He's home right now. He could come on.
We miss you, Alan Bratcher.
Maybe he's packing.
He's watching The Matrix, man.
Oh, yeah, dude, that Matrix question. That Matrix question was ridiculous.
Look at Neo. He's so fucking dope.
Did you see the new Matrix movie yet, Rob?
I know.
Smart man.
No, he didn't see.
Brian Urlacher didn't either.
Yeah, I found that out. He got a Hall of Fame football player. He asked him about the Matrix.
Ouch.
I guess it was like an inside joke question.
All right. So who was your least favorite, Rob? Get to
And
it.
why is it Alan Bratcher?
Man, you guys are rough. You make me pick the least favorite.
Yeah,
I know.
Can I say Greg Braggs?
Win.
Oh.
Win. Done. Game over.
Cars are gonna
No. Yes, you can, Rob. Yes, you absolutely can.
Ivan just so
not smart.
Sorry, they're right next to each other. I tried to grab them. I tried to hit it real quick.
So Greg
Braggs. Sorry, Greg.
Man, you guys really like you're kind of masochistic that way. You really want people to
brutal honesty. That's how we do it.
If there's
That's rough.
not tears, we've done something wrong.
Yeah.
So
That's rough.
I can remember when Alan Bratcher wanted on the network. He's like, Shane, I gotta ask you why. I always felt like you had a problem, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't like you, Alan. I don't know how else to tell you. I don't know what I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's like, well, I knew there was something.
Anytime I hear Shane utter the phrase, I gotta be honest with you,
gotta be
I start cringing immediately.
You know, there's a
It's not
fucking
gonna
haymaker
just-
coming.
Yeah, because it's not gonna just be like, you and I don't see eye to eye. It's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you're a wretched piece of shit, and the look of you makes me want to throw up. And if I could turn off my monitor right now and not look at your face, I would do that.
Yeah.
And if you want to take that the wrong way, that's on you.
Just being honest. Just being honest.
I'm just
You
being
want to
honest.
give me some fucking names. I'm gonna tell you anyway.
Give him some fucking names.
I'll tell you, I used to be a lot
pretty-
more reserved. I used to be a lot more reserved, Phil. You can admit that.
Oh yeah, you've definitely followed
Opened
my
up.
lead and opened up the can of whoop ass on anybody.
Yeah,
You're beyond me.
Couple of times, Phil's like, "Jesus."
You're like-
Phil called me the other day because he was upset about something that was going on in his life. He's like, "Bro, I went all in just like you do, bro." It was so he's like, "I'm not even gonna lie." He goes, "I went all Shane on his ass." I'm like, proud of it.
It's like ripping the Band-Aid off, you know? So they know, you know? So
that phrase right there has such a special meaning to Phil and I, ripping the Band-Aid off. Phil, I don't know if Phil gets the reference, but yeah.
It's something in Canada.
Yeah.
I hope there's
hope, guys.
Nope, there wasn't hope.
Oh, Geary.
You pull it off slowly, or do you just rip it off?
You want to rip it off, or do you pull it off slowly? That's your question in the chat. I mean, how do you handle that stuff? This is keeping it 100. Do you like to rip it off, or do you like to pull it off slowly? I know how Mrs. Carstensen handles that kind of stuff. Yeah. Right?
I mean, what?
God
What?
damn.
I'm
Oh, that's the juice, baby. Yo, I feel the juice in my mouth. Yo, the juice in your ass like Florida orange, baby. Yo, pulp free.
hell no.
Oh, I need to poke.
The whole damn Pope in the goddamn
that's a
ass.
good one, man. That Reveille drop.
Has your wife
That's
ever
real.
heard that song, Rob?
Yeah, she hears me singing in the kitchen.
Oh, nice.
Sylvia.
Oh, Sylvia. Yeah, that's
That was almost my crowning achievement. I almost played that for Greg Bragg's mom live on air.
Yeah.
That one night we had him on. I started. He's like, "Hey, turn it off."
Oh, Shane. I can hear her.
Man,
Well,
I'll tell you,
I miss Barb. We have to have her back.
all in on Braggs' mom. Even I was blushing, man, and you know,
She's a good sport. She's a good sport. She's a good sport about it.
Barb is awesome. Barb, I don't know how Barb is giving me advice on how to handle teens based on what Greg did to her. But Cars, I'm excited to have you back, man.
Well,
so
thank you.
good
It's
to
been
have
nice
you
to-
here.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Cars. I appreciate it.
I know Rob is a big fan of Cars Keys, which will be returning this fall.
I've been told it's been kicked off the network. Huh.
Yeah.
You're surprised, right?
We're gonna have another show coming up. I think. Well, we haven't scheduled it yet, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pull off tomorrow night. I haven't talked to Cars about that yet. We kind of thinking about doing one tomorrow night. Might have to.
We could reschedule that.
I might have to push it a week, but there's going to be a summer version coming up here pretty soon.
Love
Yes.
Had
Yep.
Cars a blast.
It was
under the desk and took some.
Yeah, Cars don't be modest, man. It's a good show. You know, it's a lot of information. It's you know, I like that it's not an hour. I like that it's longer. You know, it's a couple hours, and you guys could chop it up a little bit, and you know, you get the good statistics. You know, statistics don't they have their place, but they don't tell the full story, and that's when you bring Phil in.
There you go. We got it all covered here. You got
absolutely
Coach O teaching the fundamentals and showing you the techniques that aren't being done. Then you have me wiling out, showing you the team. You got Cars with the stats and Shane giving you the fucking names. Every avenue's covered. We got music, original music. How many people have copied that from us? Drops. You know, that was one of the big things for me and Shane, just going back full circle. Like, you got to have drops on the show. And listen, I did all this research because Shane, I was pushing Shane, like, we have to do video. You have 5,000 people at that time watching fucking graphic on YouTube of 100 proof. Imagine if they can actually see your fucking funny ass face or a drop come across the screen.
To my credit, I only had about 7%, to do with any of the success. I wasn't moving the meter much.
Then I got to shout out StreamYard. I did all this research to try to figure out, because StreamYard, obviously everyone knows about it now, but at that time we were on the cuff. I take a lot of pride in what Shane and I did, and Aldo at the time believing in me and saying, okay, this is really good, because I don't know that other stuff, and I wanted it a certain way, more visual. And then we took it from there, and now StreamYard's a big part of, I guess, everybody now. And
it works well.
We were at the forefront. I can't.
I
won't hide that.
I think
everybody's using it now, and they deserve a lot of credit because they understand. Well, I just wanted it to be a certain way visually, and Ron G and Steven Johnson at the time, the backgrounds, the way the play, the feel of the show, and all of that. So, again, little rant there. I'm sorry. I know Cars has to go. Do you have to go, Cars? Because I don't want to keep you on, bro.
Yeah, I
Straight.
should probably get going. I got an early
All right.
morning, but it was nice to see you, Rob. Good to see everybody, except for you, Shane.
It's
but-
great to meet you, Cars.
Nice to meet you as well. Have a good one.
Send Steph our best.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to give her.
Steph.
I'm about to give her
So
mine.
jealous
we'll
of you,
take it.
Cars.
You're about to give her your what?
The lucky lady.
Bounce quick. He bounced.
I got it up.
Yeah, Claudio missed it. He might have been watching because Cars got it up. If you're just
Hi,
tuning in,
Claudio, if you're watching.
yes.
Hey, buddy.
So, man, I fucked up, but for sure.
Phil, call him live on there. He's
Call him.
Yeah, fuck him.
Let's see if he'll answer live on the air with Claudio.
And while we're waiting,
Do you think he'll do a yo?
Oh,
yo, what's up, bro?
yeah,
I
that's
think
pretty
that's what
much.
you get.
Is that how he's gonna do it?
Everything okay, bro? You're not live on air?
There we go. Will he answer, Cherie? Will he answer?
No.
I don't think it will.
Yo,
I mean, it's after 11, huh?
Yo,
yo, what's up, bro?
how you doing?
I'm all right.
Everything
good.
Sleeping.
You sleeping?
He's asleep, bro.
I'm laying down, yeah.
Well, one of your big fans came on the show all the way from Germany, and he was just wanted.
Very
So,
upset that he had to deal
He's
with Cherie
upset
and
that
not
he only
Claudio.
had- he even called out Cherie. Yeah, not as good as Claudio.
I
Who's
love you,
this
Cherie.
bitch? I wanted Claudio.
If only you could hear Shane and everybody on the show right now. But can you say hi to Big Rob from Germany?
You want me to say hi to Big Rob?
Yeah.
What's up? Tell
You're-
Rob I said what up.
You're live on the air, Claude.
Oh, thanks, Phil.
Mr. Excitement.
Shane won the bet. He'd be like, yo, what up? What's going on? I was saying, yo.
Tell him about Steph Carstensen under the
You
desk.
totally missed Cars' wife.
Oh, poor
Cars came
Steph.
on the show tonight, right? And his wife
Oh, I missed
pops
Cars.
out
Now
from
I'm pissed.
underneath
Now
the
I'm pissed.
desk.
I miss Cars.
Well, you missed the greatest because Steph Carstensen got caught giving Cars a little fundamentals under the desk. Popped out. Wait till you see it on
Oh,
the
my
rewind,
God.
Claudia.
I
Yeah,
love
it's
it.
crazy. Craziness.
I love it.
Well,
All right, guys.
I'll let you go, brother.
Poor guy.
All right.
Blame Shane. Blame Shane.
Oh my god.
I'll talk
Love
to
you,
guys.
bro.
Oh, I'm live on air. Thanks.
Thanks, Phil. Should I call Angelo now too? or-
No.
Shout out Tape Never Lies. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. From the fans in the stands to the follows on the gram. Thanks for your support, showing love in the DM. We stay Spencer strong, fight together till the end. Now it's time to shout out worldwide friends and fam. Like
The network that keeps it real, 100 crew. So many in the world that I gotta show love to. For some this part, signal show is at its end. But for me it's so important, thank the charter members and the fans. Built the network, speak the truth through the tape. Never run around the truth, no narratives we create. Set them straight, no bubble screen on 4th and 8. Claudio Jane getting nervous, cause keeping them up too late. That's it, no more to say they get the shot of vital. But hurry up, cause the postman's getting homicidal.
shout
Spencer
out.
strong.
I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too.
The network that keeps it real. Sits is strong.
Let's throw curls, curls, curls. Oh my God.
Trunk monkey.
Oh, dude.
We ended too early last week. He was supposed to be up there. Trunk monkey.
Oh my God. Rob.
There he is. David. See? Hopefully he's done painting.
David. David.
Congrats, brother.
He got his house. He's ready. He was first in the chat tonight. Tailgate.
Yeah, he was.
Tailgate. Rob, you're the guest here. Usually we let the lady go first, but you got to shout out anybody across the pond over here or everywhere.
Yeah. Thanks to, shout out my mom, my dad, my wife, my daughters. Yeah, thanks for giving me the opportunity. Thanks for having me on. Shout out TTNL, Cool Kennedy.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. Great.
Where's your
music.
mom live, Rob?
Chicago.
Damn it.
Don't tell him.
Outside of Chicago. I got you. Got me. You got me. Yeah.
Anyone else?
Not listening to you, Phil.
No, that's about it. Actually, you know what? I'll give a shout out to my cousin Ryan, big Bears fan, and my old roommate Andrew, who in college we watched a lot of Bears games together, and he's a huge Bears fan, huge football fan, and
TTNL fan.
Are they patrons, Rob?
Yeah,
they're not. We don't give a fuck who your friends are.
I'm working on it.
You gotta let these guys know.
Sure.
Does the video game crew watch the show?
They could care less about football and sports. It's really it's sad.
They play kickball on the weekends, correct?
I don't think they. Well, my one buddy is a cyclist, and the other one is.
So does he wear like the fucking whole bicycle suit that's with the sponsors and shit when he rides?
I don't know about the sponsors, but he's got the suit, he's got the shoes, he's
aerodynamic helmet.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Single?
No, he's married.
Who's the lucky lady?
Yeah.
So man, I fucked up, but
what a fucking boonhound he is, Rob.
He actually used to be. I mean, he used to slay him, man. I mean,
he's a good-looking
every
guy.
chick likes a bicycle.
I don't think he's good looking, but apparently the ladies do.
Soccer. Well, shout them all out. Hopefully if they love the Bears, they gotta love TTNL. No?
Yeah. Shout out to my mom and my stepdad Rod, big Bears fans.
Rod. Hopefully Rod's watching. I want a fan of the show named Rod.
Yeah. Let me look that up. Do we have a Rod as a patron? Let me look that up.
We? I know Mrs. Karstensen had a.
Your credit card is probably declined like everybody else.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we do have a Rodrigo Pena, by the way. Rod, update your credit card bill.
Rodrigo. Rodrigo.
Yep.
A lot of fun tonight.
He was declined.
Rob, thank you.
Xbox thanks for having me on.
You gotta call him out.
Xbox for PlayStation.
$7, put him over the fucking edge. Fuck, this is my last $7.
Xbox or PlayStation.
Milk, bread,
I'm a PC guy.
Oh, you're a PC gamer.
Yeah, if I had to choose one, I'd go Xbox.
There you go.
You're Team Shane. I saw a great reel, like one of those I don't know if it's TikTok or real. This comedian was talking about gamers and how fucking snobby these fucking PC gamers are. It was so great.
I would play more.
$6,500 for this gaming system.
My fucking problem is I get 5 minutes to my fucking self, and I've literally turned my Xbox on before, and next thing I know, I'm staring at the back of my eyelids. That's my problem.
I don't know. I don't know how you guys do it, man. You guys sleep like 5 hours a night.
I didn't even sleep that much.
Yeah, nah.
I played this game called It Takes Two with my sons.
Yeah, I played that. That's a fun game.
Is fucking so brilliant, Shane.
It's an award winner, yeah.
It is so creative. It tells this story about divorce, but you're playing. You got to solve these things. I'm serious. It's really brilliant.
I mean, that's crazy.
No,
I mean, it's insane, but like the stories about divorce or
the parents are working through it in the game. Like, the role. They take over.
Can you choose?
Not
these,
Carson's like,
So are you the kid? Are you the kid?
So the kid's asleep.
Yeah.
The kid falls asleep. And you're in this other where you shrink down to these things. You have to see it. It's really creative.
The gameplay is really, really good. But
really
the story, like my parents are divorced. Yeah, I'm sitting there with my best friend, and we're playing this, and I can't skip the cutscenes fast enough. I'm like, listen, I'm a happily married man. This is rough, fucking rough.
Oh wow!
Exactly. You have to see it.
Kids, you want to play real life?
Yeah,
for real.
It is. You got to check it out. It Takes Two. I don't know if it's on the Xbox. It's definitely on the PS4.
The gameplay is great, but man, that story's rough.
It is. But anyway, Cherie.
Yeah.
You have any shout outs?
I do. Happy birthday, CK. Want to shout out my girl. She's getting married this weekend. I'm not gonna say her name because she probably don't want me announcing it. But I don't.
Are you in the wedding?
No, she's not having like a big ceremony. It's just a small group.
Justice of the Peace, Vegas. What are we looking?
It's actually a term for it. It's called a micro ceremony.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a term for stuff. Like it's not a full like wedding party, but it's like a micro ceremony. She's been researched because she didn't want anything big. But shout out to my girl.
What's on the bar menu? Do you know that?
It's open bar. We actually going out. It's not like I say, it's not a wedding reception type thing. We're going out after the micro ceremony. So.
Okay.
You're gonna be live stream some of that for us.
Sure.
Yeah.
No.
You gonna shave your legs, get ready like Alan Bratcher does?
Also want to shout out my day ones, my best friends that I'm going on this trip with. It's been a long time since we've gotten together.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to all of us celebrating turning 40 this year. That's why we're doing the marathon.
When do you leave? When's the big day?
I leave on the 30th.
Oh, nice.
June 30th or July?
Yeah, June 30th, and I'm gone until the 10th, 11th.
Nice.
That's when that's around when we get home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, have a safe trip, but obviously we will see you before then.
Yes,
but I'm happy for you. Is this going to be how Cherie got her groove back type of?
Ever since I went on that cruise, I got that itch. I got that itch, man.
Okay. Oh, this is how you make pizzas in Italy.
Got some more of those Manscaped reads?
I love balls. Meatballs.
We just want to shout them out. Of course, you guys for everything you do. You know, you grind and work during the week, but it's always fun to come hang out with you guys on Wednesday night. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Love it, Cherie.
Daniel sending a shout out to you, Rob. Great to have you on the show. I was excited to have Rob. You never know, as a fan of somebody, you obviously can't see them, so you never know how you fit right in tonight, Rob.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know so much about you guys, and then I thought they don't even know that I'm going to show up bald and 40.
Ryan Cox was happy.
Yeah, Ryan Cox was happy. He loved
Fellow Baldy.
Loved your do. Yeah.
But great shout outs, Cherie.
Everybody's younger than Phil and I are. We're
Oh,
just
yeah.
old.
I'm the oldest. I'm gonna
That's
be. I
true.
can't even half century coming
Phil's
up.
gonna be
July.
You don't look. Yeah, you don't look a day over 60, Phil.
Yeah, right.
I have a funny story about it. I was coaching, and one of the girls that's on the football team, she's such a dick. I go, I'm gonna be 50. And she's like, 50? Like the look that she gave me. She's like, you look 36. I go,
I don't think
36? I'll
her
take it.
grandfather's probably 50.
I know, exactly.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't look 50. If you colored your beard, you could pass for 40.
My wife said the same, and my friend Jeff said that.
Don't color your beard.
Color it.
Don't.
I don't think
Steph
you- I
doesn't
don't
even
think you
want me
should.
to do it.
Be natural.
Steph wants me to shave it all off and go like just clean shave.
Oh.
Then I look very young. I don't like clean shaved.
I don't either.
If I shave my
Wife
face,
is the
Hila
ball.
won't even
On the
talk to
face.
me for like 2 days. I can't have my beard back in like 7 minutes like Ivan, but take me a couple of days. Ivan was clean shaven this morning when I talked to him.
I didn't shave twice during
Hell
the
yeah.
He's like Teen Wolf over there.
Oh, dude, if I shave my face, Hila will not even talk to me for 2 days.
No shit.
Yeah, for real. Dude, don't even look at me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I do it for my wife. We've compromised, Rob. I actually take the Manscaped. I have 2 of them. One for my face, Cherie. The one for my face, I take that and just shave it down with the little clip top that I don't know if it's a 1, and I just shave that. That's
It's
the
quicker than
compromise. Yeah, if I
Yeah.
shave, I'll be all the way down. I don't know. But anyway, Ivan, the super producer. Great night.
Hell yeah. That was a
Do
great
you
night.
have a shout out?
Yeah, I got shout out to Rob, man. You were great.
Yes.
Like, your authenticity
Thank
was
you.
awesome. Like you.
Thank you.
I don't know what you wrote, Phil and Shane. I'm sure they'll share it with us. But like, from what they've said about it, man, that we appreciate your support and hearing all these stories from me being on a network just a short time, meeting new people, meeting people like yourself, meeting people like the other guy from Germany, Hans, our guy from Germany, Hans. It's surreal and it's really humbling. So I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you being, as authentic as you can be and supporting us the way you do. So shout out to Rob.
Thank you.
Other than that, shout out to you guys and shout out to the chat for being chill tonight, being cool, being engaging and being supportive of Rob. And yeah, man, good night.
I think we only had to block
Thanks,
one
man.
person tonight, right? So that's
Yeah.
pretty good, right?
Yeah, I was gonna address. the
We still
guy
have people
we
coming on
blocked.
telling me saying horrible shit about me.
Oh,
Tomorrow
check-
morning.
yeah, check the YouTube comments tomorrow
Wait.
morning, Rob.
Oh yeah. They're gonna be like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
Why do I have to
Yeah.
look at him?
Why are they talking about
He's bald.
themselves?
Like,
Why the
what
fuck did
fuck?
Claudio shave his head?
Shane, any shout out tonight to wrap it up?
Jack
Yeah, gonna shout out my niece Sydney. She graduates from high school this weekend, so she's starting her journey into going into college, leaving for college in August and stuff like that. So gonna go over spend some time with her this weekend, attend her graduation, and got a lot of stuff going on. Then we fly out on the 6th. My family and I, we're doing Riley's Make-A-Wish trip, so that's gonna be fun just to get away. And then we get back, and my other niece is getting married, so it's gonna be a busy time for the Marsaws, and like it always is. So we wouldn't want it any other way. So shout them out, love you guys, and see y'all soon.
Great stuff. Great stuff. I want to just reiterate and shout out Rob for coming on the show and being vulnerable and honest.
Absolutely.
Likable. I think the level of positivity that you bring, and
Yeah, usually the
unfortunately, we don't
long
get to meet
DMs
your
are
wife.
ones we don't really want. It's usually somebody complaining about something like, gotta say I love you and Phil, but, and then there's 12 pages of why we're pieces of shit.
Have you seen that from Ricky Gervais, where he talks about that, like how it's just out of control online, where it's basically like if you hang up a sign, and I'm stealing this 100% from Ricky Gervais, you hang up a sign that says free guitar lessons, and then you put your phone number on there, and then somebody calls up and says, well, I don't want guitar lessons.
Yeah, exactly.
Shane had the great comment. Yeah, I was talking about this years ago, and it was, I was like, I forget how I said it, but I go, if God, everyone's poor or whatever, God comes down, he gives you a ham sandwich. There's going to be 8 guys that are like, where's the fucking mayo? It's like, you can't please them.
Get any fucking bread? Those are our YouTube comments, Rob. Wait till tomorrow. Yeah,
it's just unfortunate that it's that, but that's what it is.
I think with that, for every person that goes on there to hate, there's 3-5 other people that are watching. They're satisfied. Yeah. So
99% of the haters, I've figured it out, and it's my biggest downfall. And I probably shouldn't be admitting this publicly, but it happens. I tend to hyper focus on that bullshit, and I have a problem with keeping my mouth shut and not responding to them. But like I've told Phil 100 times, 99% of them, I think what it is, Chicago Bears fan base is huge worldwide. We all know that. And I think people look at what Phil and I do with this network, and they see the success of it, and they look at our Patreon and the success of that. And
yeah, congratulations, by the way. That's huge. That's so great for you guys.
These fucking guys, I could do that, and I think that's where the hate comes in. They feel like they could do it, which, hey, you can go out and do it more. The internet, I always tell people, internet's a big fucking place. There's room for everybody. Go out if you want to do it. Go out there and do it. Like we had a back and forth on YouTube with a patron last week, and I asked him a couple of things, and we were debating some things, and he took complete offense to it, and we went down a road that he didn't like and pulled his Patreon, and was a guy that was with us from the start, and it is what it is. And I'm like, listen, man, Phil and I can debate on here, but I always followed up with this. Phil and I can debate, we can scream at each other, and Phil will agree with me. There's never hate, ever. There's debate, but there's never hate. I've never had a debate with Phil live on air and then told him on the phone the next day to go fuck himself. 99% of the time, and Ivan and Sharik can attest to this, when we wrap up the show, there's usually a text involved. You know what I mean? Hey, love you guys. It was a great show. That's the way that it goes. And I mean, we've all had our, differences along the way or struggles, but there's always debate, but there's never hate. 100%.
And that's how it should be. And that's how it'll continue to be. You have to have a belief. You have to have a backbone, and you have to stand for something. And unfortunately, if you're getting, I don't need to say it. You know where it is. I want to shout out, though, my wife for all her support. We've been dealing with a lot personally. So I just
said that, and I was waiting for it to pop up out of the desk, man, because that would have been perfect. Hey, Steph.
Oh my God.
It's like
2 steps.
Thank you.
Phil's pushing
I could have been setting that up all day. That would have been perfect.
It's like Elf on a Shelf. You have a step under the desk.
Well, I'll shout her out. Connor and Ryan from Namco Pools. These guys are big fantasy guys. They've been helping our family out here with the pools. That's a whole nother story for next week, but I wanted to shout them out. I promised I'd send them a shout out. They're new to the network. shout you guys out for your help. Also want to shout out every Jim Larison, Matt Waldman, Adam Rank, Shane, everybody that is going out of their way to do something positive for the network. People, Bullets, I didn't see him here tonight. Just reaching out, checking
Mrs.
in.
Bullets.
And I got, happy birthday to Mrs. Bullets. So you're taking my shout outs. And my last shout out to Cool Kennedy. The guy busts his ass. He's starting. Happy birthday to you, Cool. He's also started. Shane and I always have these talk. Like, I just want somebody to grab highlights of our interviews, our show, and put it together. I'm not a TikTok or reel. I don't know how to do all of that. And he's taken this on. So we'll see more of that, captures of little snippets of the show. So people like Rob's Bears fans friends can learn about this network, that it's more than just talking bullshit about Eddie Jackson or something else that's going on with the Bears. It's family and football and all of this all wrapped up into one. So thank you, and shout out to your wife Sylvia for allowing your time. I hope you get some rest today.
I slept a couple hours. It was worth it.
What time is it there, Rob?
It's 5:30.
5:30.
What
The
time do you have to
bird
get
will
up
be
for work?
Well, I got to get the girl about 7 usually, so not super early.
Nice.
I'm not Shane. I'm not sleeping 4 hours a night every night.
That's generous.
Yeah. Rob's never met my daughter, obviously. 4 hours.
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, that's something else that's interesting too. Is Phil has teenagers. I have 2 little girls, and Car's girls are a little bit older, and so it's nice because I can hear a little bit. Claudio also has teenage daughters, so I get to hear a little bit of the past, and I think, I don't have to go through that anymore. Which, like for Shane with a newborn, whereas with the teenager stuff, I got to look forward to what's going to happen. And then it's nice to always get Cherie's take on the female situation, obviously, because they have insight that, let's say, us men lack.
Well,
that's the truth.
That is the definite truth.
We're trying to make up for shaming me for not being Claudio.
I didn't check on Come on.
Listen, we will be back next week. We might even have a guest or another fan show. We'll bring maybe 2 fans on. I don't even know what it's going to be.
Yeah,
because
we'll do a fan. We'll go guest free again. We'll go guest free and do a fan show.
Guest free. All right. So that being said, we'll see you guys next week. I promise you, patrons, I do apologize. Last couple of weeks, personally, family-wise, I've had to push my dad and myself off, and then you had Father's Day and stuff. So we'll be back.
To apologize for.
Well, sometimes some people get all antsy, like I don't know, but I have.
Where the fuck you guys been? You guys are supposed to be here for us. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I do take it personally.
I paid you $7, you motherfucker. You only gave me 60 hours of content this month.
Yeah, 300 hours of draft coverage. I guess it's not enough in the off season.
We will be back.
I think I'm just catching up from that, man. That draft hit me different this year, boy.
Take some naps, Shane. Take some naps, brother.
Yeah, you've never met Hila. Hila's not a big fan of naps. It's a sign of weakness, I've been told.
We'll see you guys next week. Pray for the submarine, and God bless everybody on the show and everybody out there. Hopefully you have a great night. And Jim Larison, I saw you tonight. Shout out to you, brother.
What's up, everybody? This is NFL Network's Adam Ray.
This is Only Fruit.
This is Matt Waldman.
This is Chris Zork from your Chicago Bears.
I'm Deion Miller.
Dan Weaver.
Hey, my name is Rashawn Whitfield.
I'm Courtney Cronin.
Hey, this is David Kaplan. Listen to me. You want to learn football? Listen to my guys, Phil and Shane.
Shane and Phil. Shane and Phil. Oh, Phil.
On the Take Never Lies Network.
on the Tape Never Lies Network.
Tape Never Lies Network.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
Tape Never Lies Network, home of the greatest Chicago Bears fans on earth.